Welcome into the Cam Strick podcast, episode number 242. Presented by Hair Club.
Yeah.
My phone may be going off quite a bit today.
Well, turn it off then. Don't be rude.
There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, I bet.
A lot of things happening.
Yeah, no, I bet.
What's up?
Cool sandals.
Yo, you don't like those?
No.
It's summertime.
I know.
And this is what you wear in the summertime.
Not me.
Leisure wear.
I get you. I was not feeling good this morning, Andy, but I sucked it up, and I'm going to bring energy today.
Well,
I know
that's a requirement for me.
And I am. But I had a long, quick, short, crazy weekend, you know. But
was it crazy or just...
it was crazy. It was long. And
yeah.
So we flew down to Florida. Like to go to Vegas, but we couldn't leave in the during the week and miss work and shit like that. So we flew down to Vegas for like 24 hours and watched the game.
You flew down to Florida.
I'm sorry, Florida, my bad. And we stayed at that Hard Rock Casino about 20 minutes from sunrise, and that big guitar and stuff. Fucking weird crowd that was there.
Really?
Dude. Oh, Andy.
At the Hard Rock? That's where you stayed?
It was packed. It was a big casino. There's restaurants everywhere. It's convenient if you fly down to sunrise.
To get to sunrise.
Yeah, so my buddy flew us all down.
Sunrise, for people who don't know, is in the middle of nowhere. It's not like a destination spot in Florida.
No, exactly. But this casino's pretty cool. But anytime you go to a casino in like Florida, like there's some weird motherfuckers everywhere. So we fly down, get organized, do our thing, go to the game. We go into the game. We're in a big bus and we're pulling up, and they want to drop us off, and then our driver.
Are you wearing a Panthers jersey?
No, I had my first form hat on, and I got a ton of compliments. It's like you're being in a goddamn like a rock band together, or you're like in a big. Like everybody's like, hey, first form or whatever. Yeah,
really,
I get that a lot.
Okay,
even whenever I post a picture online, people are like, "Fucking first form," Yeah. So we get in there, and sunrise. It's middle of nowhere, but there's opportunity at that arena to have all kinds of crazy cool stuff for fans to get into before the game or after the game, or maybe even all day, kind of like what the Blues did. Well,
it's the Stanley Cup final. There's a lot of stuff happening.
No doubt. Right? It's the Stanley Cup final. Like, I thought there was going to be bands playing and stuff like that.
Oh, you're saying there wasn't?
No. We pull up, we got 15 people or whatever it was, and we roll up in this big Mercedes van that we rent out, whatever. And we pull up to the security guard, like, he's just going to drop us off. We're just going to pull it. He goes, $100. We're like, what? I go, okay. Gave him $100. He goes, I need another 100.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. We go, what the fuck you say? Nope, need another 100. His name was Sparky. Sparky at the gate at Florida.
So it's $200 to park?
No, it wasn't any. No, we're not even parking. They're dropping us off and the guy's leaving. So he scammed us, dude. And he's like, nope, $100. He goes, $100. And we're like, okay. And he's like, no, I need 200. We're like, the fuck are you doing,
Just to be
buddy?
dropped off?
Just to be dropped off.
Why didn't you guys say, okay, we'll get out of the car here?
Because it was pretty far.
Oh.
And we want to get dropped off in front.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to walk.
So
I'm sweating my ass off anyway.
A Sprinter van.
We're in a big van. And so then he brings a cop over.
Okay.
Sparky, a little dink ball. So he kind of got $200 off. He probably split it with a cop, which I thought was really shady. So that pissed me off the bat. Okay, so then
$200 for what?
Just to drop us off. They just scammed us. And we're like, okay, just shut up. We need to go to the game. Like,
did you get? Well, what's the word? Did you get cucked?
No.
No. Did you?
No one fucked my wife in front of me. You worry about that.
Is that what it means?
No, that's not what it means. That means this guy just kind of just ripped you off. He knew probably we had money and we were going to pay it, and he scammed us.
So what the cop said? He was part of the
scam?
He's
like, yeah, kind of. It seemed like it. It was really odd. And so then we get there, and I'm like, fuck, it's got to be a party in here.
This would not happen if I was in there. Just
Andy,
no,
we don't know, because Andy counts his pennies, and I don't really care at that point. Let's pay the guy. Let's fucking go. A dickwad. I just wanted to call him out because he's a dick. But we roll up there, Andy. There wasn't one person anywhere. It's 20 minutes before the game. Outside, there was not one thing going on.
You thought it'd just be a random Thursday night game against the Rangers.
Yes. And then I'm thinking, like, wow, what? Where is everybody? Did you see my picture with Kate on Instagram? Look at us. We're taking a picture in front of the rink. 20 minutes before the puck drops, not one person is outside. It's really weird.
Where are they all?
They're all inside. They're all in there, but there's nothing to do outside. Didn't have any like concerts going or nothing. Put a pavilion up. I know it rains, but it rains everywhere. So it's like, put a pavilion up, have cool things for the kids. They didn't do shit. And so we get in there.
Even for people to come down and hang out who don't have tickets or whatever.
Yes, you could have like little...
put a big screen up.
Of course, you could have stands where you could have like locally owned booths.
Well, they don't have a lot of experience with this.
Jesus. Well, it's like... I get
I
that.
told you when I was in Florida,
Blues didn't either.
I couldn't even find a Florida Panthers
That's another
anything
thing.
anywhere.
That's another thing.
Okay,
at the casino,
Yeah.
maybe there's a couple Kachuk jerseys, but it did not seem like the Stanley Cup Finals were down there, Andy. I swear to God. But the game and where we sat was great. Like we sat in these nice seats.
it was a slow game, but it ended up being.
It ended up pretty interesting at the end. But
for a long stretch there, it was all Vegas.
it was. Oh my God! And if you watch. Dude, I haven't watched a game live in a while. I really sat there and watched that goddamn game.
Yeah.
I had Florida Panthers fans all over me, talking to them. They were so cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, watch this. Nothing's going to happen. It's kind of like calling the game. I'm like, you guys, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They couldn't. If you really watch that game, man, Florida's trying to they're trying to dipsy doodle a little bit. Petro shuts them down. Then they start dumping the puck in. Petro goes and spins off the guy, breaks it out. They had
he's always
shot him down,
among the best at retrieving pucks.
Matthew.
And getting pucks out. He's hurt, man.
He's hurt, dude.
Yeah, he's been. You know what? He has
hurt.
been hurt. But I think it's probably gotten worse, whether it was a result of the maybe, it got worse from the Kolasar hit or whatever. But he has not been the same since he came back from that. You know what's funny? And it's not funny, but when he left with that hit, remember Paul Maurice said, well, the concussion spotters got him. Hey, listen, they're always so coy about injuries. And they said the concussion spotters wanted to take a look at him. Something tells me that it had nothing to do with the concussion spotters, and maybe he was taken off the bench to look at what the actual injury was and to, whatever, put some, a brace or a shot or whatever you had to do to try to look at that injury because, they're not going to tell you what the injury is. But I almost want to believe when he left the bench following the Kolasar hit, when they were saying it was because of the concussion spotter, that he was getting checked with something else,
Probably his shoulder. If you look at that hit, it's either your head or your shoulder.
Yeah, and he didn't hit his head. There was no head contact.
No, but it's head jerk, dude.
Yeah, whiplash and whatever.
Yeah,
but
you could get buckled for
But
that,
I
dude.
think he was already dealing with I know he was. A previous injury.
Probably a shoulder injury.
And he
didn't even.
And I don't know if that made it worse. He can't handle the puck. He can't shoot.
The puck. He shot it right this guy, Aiden Hill's chest. It wide open, too.
Yeah,
He's not himself.
Yeah. At the very end of the game, you're talking about even before that.
Before that.
Oh, right. He had half the net wide open. And normally that's the difference with Matthew Tkachuk and everybody else. He's got that patience and that composure in those situations.
He would have shot the same.
Where he will hang on to it. He doesn't rush it or panic and just shoot it right into the guy's chest.
Or he'll go bar down.
Or he'll go bar down, yeah.
He shot him right in the chest. Remember how I chirp you when we skate with the alumni sometimes?
Yeah.
And Andy will flip the puck at the goal. That's kind of what had happened. But even watching him, Andy, he wasn't mean. He wasn't chirping. He was hanging out at the blue line. He got the puck at the blue line. It exploded off his stick going. He'd shake his head and go to the bench.
Skating around holding one arm up like he's in a sling almost. But you know what? What's the alternative? Having him not play? I mean, he's got to be out there. I think he gives you even a mental advantage. But it just goes to show you where this team is at without a healthy Matthew Tkachuk.
Oh, God, yeah.
And how much of a difference he makes.
It's unbelievable.
And I'm sure there's players on Vegas who are hurt. Listen, I hear Sam Bennett, Ekblad. There's a number of guys
Reinhardt.
on the Panthers that are dealing with injuries right now. And, that's why it's so hard to win a Stanley Cup because, it truly is a grind, and guys are beat up, man, and you got to find a way to play through it.
Vegas is going to win at home.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to win at home in Vegas, and it's going to be a party.
It'll be a party.
Dude. And you know what, Andy? They deserve it. They are damn
good. Do they
good.
deserve it? This team is the best team. There's no question. They're so good. I think we talked about this before even the Stanley Cup final began. You just go down the roster. Everybody's a really good player.
They're loaded.
Just loaded.
So why do you think they don't deserve it? What are you talking about?
Well, just as an organization.
Well, the Flyers did in 7, back-to-back. You bring a new team.
They did what in 7?
They won the Stanley Cup 7 years in. This is 6 years. The Flyers did 7 years in, and they won back-to-back. Were people bitching then? I don't know. You'll get over it. I don't give a shit. Vegas wins a cup. That's probably pretty good for hockey. But celebrities will be there. You kind of need to integrate.
Listen,
with
they had the
that.
advantage, obviously, with the expansion draft, getting all these draft picks and all that, and then turning those draft picks into monster players. I love this Jack Eichel, man. He's unbelievable.
He is fantastic.
He is such an incredible skater. He made a defensive play behind the goal line. I swear to God, 3 strides later, he was at the opposite blue line.
It doesn't look like he's skating fast, but he is. He's a long
just
stride.
Gliding, man, and he's so fast. But
big skill.
So Vegas. I will say this: Vegas, since they came into the league, has always gotten on my nerves. This team does not annoy me nearly as much as the organization has all the previous years. I don't know what it is. I enjoy watching them play. I don't know if it's because Barbashev came there and Eichel came there. players that, I enjoy watching.
Love Barbie. Yep.
That Riley Smith, who doesn't get a whole lot of credit. He's just a hell of a hockey player.
He's a hell of a hockey player, Andy.
And
he's not big. He's not too flashy. He's just really, really good.
So that's in addition to like the Stones and the Carlsons and all these other guys who are like, they're big heavyweights who are getting the job done. They got all these other guys who are so damn good. I can watch this Theodore skate all day long and just walk the blue line. It's just amazing watching him do that thing. Petro. Now, the thing about Petro, though, is I've never seen a player get abused as much as he does, though, man, with his size. After the whistle, at the end of games, even going back to when he was here in St. Louis, it happened a couple times. Matthew Tkachuk had his stick behind his head, Cam, and he's literally like just pulling on the back of his neck and cross-checking him in the back of the neck. That had to hurt. There's nothing he could do. He was like stuck in a position where he couldn't get out of it.
Well, what Petro do at the end of the game? Would he slew foot a couple cats or something?
Well, he shouldn't have even been involved because he was in the penalty box. So the officials should have made sure that he didn't get involved in the scrum anyway. Stay in the box or just stay just outside the box until everything's under control. And then you skate down to your end.
Let me ask you something. I know there's a ton of penalties in that game, but they didn't show the replay of the penalty in Florida. Is that normal?
No, they should show the replay.
They didn't. And people were like, why aren't you showing the replay? Like, that's just what they do here.
Oh, that's what they do here.
Yes, that's what they said. We're like, was it a penalty? Like, you can't see everything.
We're used to having like 500 people here, and nobody ever asked about the penalty.
Exactly. No, it was kind of goofy.
We didn't hire the penalty replay guy this season because we were cutting costs. Although, listen, man, it is what it is. It's been a great run for Florida.
It's over.
They're so beat up. It is over. What happened is exactly what I thought would happen. I thought they'd split games 3 and 4, and Vegas would go home with a chance to clinch on home ice in game 5.
Yep. No, this is the way it should turn out. They should win in Vegas. It's probably gonna be a blowout.
Getting back to Vegas real quick, so they were able to all turn all these players into our draft picks and prospects and all this stuff. They don't have hardly any like of their first round picks, right?
Yeah, I know
that they've drafted. And so listen, they've made some really bold moves. They've gone after guys and they've gotten them. They made a bold move to go get Jack Eichel when teams were probably scared because of the surgery. They got it done. They went and got, Alex Pietrangelo. They went and got Mark Stone. They've been able to do some things. Now they're doing it with like a 4th or 5th string goaltender that now is going to have to get paid at some point because he's a guy who is going to be a Stanley Cup winner. He's playing on top of his head, which is why I always say goaltending is the most difficult position to predict in all the sports.
No doubt.
All these guys are good. They're all capable of being great, and we're seeing that once again. But Cam, they showed no loyalty all those years. They were getting rid of guys. Yep. It was annoying. There's a grievance that they filed against Ottawa that no one's talking about because of the Dadonov situation, which is why Pierre Dorian said on our podcast, hey, I can't really talk about the Dadonov situation. Yeah. And that's why he can't talk about because they filed a grievance. So, listen, they circumvented the cap with the Mark Stone injury. We've seen other teams do that in the past. I've asked a couple of GMs about this, and they say, listen, like nobody likes it because at the end of the day, it's bullshit, right? Whether it's Tampa Bay doing it, Vegas doing it, Chicago's done it in the past with Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
But it's not against the rules, so nobody's going to make too big a deal out of it. But it kind of is what it is, man. These guys are spending way over the salary cap ceiling, man, to put their roster together. Mark Stone, all of a sudden, he doesn't look the least bit hurt.
Not at all.
At all. And he comes back in. They were saying, well, we don't even know if he's going to be available for the playoffs. It's
yeah, right. He's all over the place.
He's all over the place. He's an animal, that guy.
He's a mean version of Ryan O'Reilly. He's mean.
No, I like how you said that. I agree with you.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He can do it all, defensively sound, but he'll hit you. He'll stick you. Like he'll get in your face. Like he'll annoy you.
He's got angry face.
Yeah, he does. Like he's like her. I like that, man.
Even walking back into the dressing room afterwards, the camera's on him. He's like flipping out, like screaming. He's just a good leader.
He's emotional,
man.
Dude.
He's a good leader, and guys who have played with him in the past. And, guys now, they absolutely love this guy as a teammate, So
Vegas is they're cool, man. That's a
cool
team.
They are.
They are cool.
And I think Cassidy being there maybe is added. Listen, I didn't love Cassidy in Boston because, that had come to an end. I don't think his relationship with his players was great there with the Boston Bruins, but there's no denying this guy's a hell of a coach. I think both these coaches, man, it's like coaching at the highest level between both of them here in this playoff series in the Stanley Cup final between, Paul Maurice and Bruce Cassidy, man.
It's coming to an end, dude.
What does it say about Bruce Cassidy being in his first year with the team, Paul Maurice, first year with the team? When the Blues won the Cup, Craig Berube just took over, first year with the team. We're talking to Doug Armstrong about this. Like, And he put it in a real interesting perspective about how, in order to be a successful coach in the NHL, how hard you have to push your players. Like, you got to push really hard to the point where you probably don't have a long shelf life because of it. Because the star players are always going to outlast the coaches, as we know. And at the end of the day, players don't like to be pushed too hard. But you can push when you're in the first year, right? You can really kind of like
it's new.
Put
it's a new relationship.
Your stamp on the team. Everybody's playing hard. They got the new coach. It's like everybody's starting over. Years 3 and years 4, it gets a little bit old.
It's like having a girlfriend.
Guys start complaining, and they just don't want to deal with it anymore. And now all of a sudden they get rid of the coach. You bring in a new guy. So there's something to be said for first-year coaches who are really good. It can't be any first-year coach. It's got to be a good one.
It's a honeymoon thing, man. Like, wow, I like what his practices. Whoa, right. Wow, he's kind of even keel with guys. He's pushing everybody the same. Then things change, and the older guys are like, okay, I didn't like what he did there. And then you get a little pissy. Then you got new guys coming. Guys get dinged on the power play a little bit. Now he's pissed. Well, now he's mad. And then it goes.
So
and it goes,
3, 4, 5 years down the road, what happens?
And that's normal.
Now the star players are like, get this guy the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah.
And bring in somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not saying that's going to happen with these guys or whatever, but Bruce Cassidy's a hell of a coach, man. I love listening to him talk. I mean, I caught on to that years ago, Cam. I remember hearing this guy in an interview being like, this guy's unbelievable. Like, the way he describes and breaks down the game, I can't wait to get him on here.
I like Paul Maurice, too, to be honest with you.
Hell yeah.
He's aging, though, right now, after watching that. Like,
just stressed.
It's just stressed. And your best player, you can just look at Matthew, the way he plays. It's like, God, you kind of know it's probably over. Mm-hmm. It's a tough feeling, man. Like, it truly, truly is. Mm-hmm. Going that far and losing.
Let me ask you this. When you're that hurt, do you really want it to continue? I mean, can you really just – do you have 3 more games left in you to play with one arm?
Yeah, you do. You'll do anything at that point. You're like, fuck the world. This has been such a long year, such a long year. I'm so hurt. I don't care.
He almost scored at the buzzer. It wouldn't have counted. I know. It wouldn't have counted.
He had a couple chances too, but he's just not the same, man.
No.
They're not the same. They couldn't even get it. Like, I know at the end of the game they kind of built it up a little bit and put some pressure on, but fuck, man, it's over.
And you can tell he's not even trying to forecheck sometimes.
But you know what, Panthers, like, you need I know we had Shawn Thornton on and we love him and all that stuff, but they got some, like, work to do.
Really? So you left, like, unimpressed.
Damn right.
And so if you're Gary Bettman, who's in the house and the league, because typically, Cam, a lot of times, for a lot of the stuff you see, the league kind of takes over the Stanley Cup final.
There was nothing anywhere.
I don't know why,
You have a huge layout. Like the Blues, you're downtown
There's
St. Louis.
no dunk tanks like the All-Star games.
Exactly. Like, do something. Like, there's not, you don't have a band playing out there. You don't have.
Really, no entertainment.
Nothing.
Because I've been to that building a couple times, and the inside, they've got some nice clubs and stuff like that. Were you able to check out any of that? There's like a Lexus club or something like that.
I mean, I was cruising around a little bit. I kind of just wanted to watch the game. Mm-hmm. I mean, Kate and her friends were cruising around. They saw Barkley. She yelled at Mikey Rupp. I think she saw Biz. They're the ones that saw everything.
You didn't see anybody?
No, I was when we were sitting, I was like, I texted one guy, see you, buddy. And I kind of like tried to wave at him.
You texted who?
Walt.
Oh.
But I did at the beginning. I didn't want to fuck with him.
Yeah.
And then I saw Biz. We're texting back and forth. Like, I kind of pointed him like right here, and he's kind of wave, stuff like that. But I didn't want to walk around. Like, I wanted to watch the game. I'd get nice seats. Like, it was cool.
Chill in your seats.
I just wanted to chill, dude.
Yeah.
But
watch the game.
I wanted to watch the damn game. Mm-hmm. And the people around us, like all the fans, were so cool. And I'm such a social butterfly. I love talking to all.
How much the beers cost?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I'm just curious.
$10 maybe.
Oh, really?
I don't know, Andy. To be honest with you, I don't look at it like.
I mean,
Andy's like, Andy will have to look and be like, how much is it? Oh, 14. I'm going somewhere else. Like, I gotta get there and get my fucking
shop. I gotta shop the beer prices.
Well, can I give you 10? No,
well,
it's a set price.
If you got scammed the entire trip, or if it was just in the Sprinter van.
I didn't even spend.
They're like, Cam. And Cam will fall for it, So they're looking for you.
Fall
Cam.
for it.
And they're on the radio. Look for this guy because you can scam him all night long.
Well, I could have told him to go fuck himself, but it wasn't my money anyway. So
yeah, well, I know that you didn't pay for it.
No, I did not.
His cheap ass.
My cheap ass? Get out of here, Andy. You're bargain pricing beer at the game.
Bargain pricing.
I mean, come on, man.
I only drink cocktails for the most part.
I always throw my credit card down, but we're fortunate.
Did you get in the ocean?
No, we didn't even see the ocean, dude. We're there for 22 hours, man.
So the hotel's not on the water?
No, it's a huge casino. So we got done. It's just been a long day, man. We're drinking so heavily. I'm like, fuck. I don't even stay up late anymore. But it's coming. We finally in the game. We're having cocktails back to the casino. we're chilled out. When I walk in that casino, man, and there were so many people everywhere, and my anxiety goes yoink, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, and like people bumping into you. I'm like, get away from me, get away from me.
I've seen that happen to you. I've seen it happen to you.
I told you, it happens.
Yeah.
There's too much going on. And my buddy's like, let's go to the club. I got a bottle. I'm like, fuck. I just wanted to get away from people at that point. So I grabbed Kay and go, no, we're going this way. And I found a little cool little area, and we chilled.
Just to hang
just to get the fuck away from crazy noise. I mean, there's night walkers walking by. You could always tell.
Did you gamble?
Hell no. You could always tell who the night walkers are.
What's a night walker?
A prostitute.
Oh.
You could always tell. Oh, in Florida? Are you kidding me?
That's what you call them, night walkers.
You could always tell because they're always like a tall Ukrainian girl or a Russian girl.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know if that's true.
A lot of times, Russians down there, are you out of your mind? Yes. So you can see them, and they're tall. They always have like a nice dress on, and they're kind of they have like doll's eyes. They stare into nothing, and they just walk, and they're by themselves. And you're like, what are you doing? Like a 6-foot blonde
Do you think
from Russia.
somebody is with them, like traveling?
No,
like
she's meeting at the bar.
feet behind them.
Hell
just
yes.
to make sure she's safe and all good. No.
Wait, what? No. Well, maybe there's a pimp around
like
there.
A pimp, dude. That's what they call them. In the hood, they call them pimps. And
I
don't know if you don't know anything. I mean, you are so out of touch with this. Where is the pimp? Is he behind her? Is he watching over?
I don't think so. I think that this is what happens, Andy, because of course you know a lot about a lot of things. That they already have their clientele. You got rich guys that gamble.
Really? They know who they're going to meet.
They got the guy over there. He's
what does it cost?
He's married with 4 kids.
What's it cost?
To bang the hot one, I would say probably $4,000.
Really?
I would say so. A hot one, yeah. If you get like a mutant, probably like $600 or something. You know what I mean? But you got to watch for them to like steal your wallet, Andy. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've heard of stories like that.
But yeah, so that's what they do. Like you got guys coming down.
They'll steal your watch.
They'll steal your watch and stuff like that. Hell yeah.
Cash.
But they'll just meet cats down there that got money.
They drug you is what they do. In their drink camera, what they'll do is they'll put something in your drink and then you'll pass out.
You're gonna have to double dose on me if you're gonna do that. I ain't passing. I've been through so much.
The prostitute will be like, this guy won't get passed out.
This guy won't go to bed.
I've emptied the bottle.
I know. So anyway, it was interesting, man, and got to see a good Stanley Cup final game. Flew back, got in at 1:00 yesterday. Kate and I got into a fight.
Oh no! Fuck. Wait, hold on. There or when you got back?
It just when you're partying.
When was the fight?
Partying, and even when we got up yesterday, we got up and went right to the fucking bar, and everybody was drinking again just to get back on the jet. And then we finally get on the jet. We're drinking more. I'm like, and then it was Mike's birthday, so we went to Corner Pub too. And I'm like,
when you landed,
right when we landed, because I missed the party. They want to hang out, Kate and I. Like, okay, they want to hang out when they get a bottle service at the club. I had my anxiety.
So that was the birthday party?
No, that was just like, they stayed up till 5:00 in the morning. And
Did they?
Dude, that would fuck me up.
What time did you go to bed?
3.
Oh, that's still pretty
late. Kate and I made love for like 45 minutes.
What time did you go back to the room? Like shut it down?
2:15. No, to shut it. Well, we went back and screwed around. But like, I went to bed at like 3, and then got up at 6, 7.
No, I mean like, shut it down, like leave the bar or the casino, like head
out. At 2:15.
Okay.
And went to bed by 3.
What time did you guys get out of the game? 10:30?
Yeah. Yeah, it was quick.
Or it started at 8, actually, didn't it?
Yeah, it did start at 8, didn't it? So yeah, I still stayed up, but I didn't like party with them at the club, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because they. So then we're drinking, and on the plane we're drinking, and then I felt like I had to go to his party. He just took care of us. We'll go to Corner Pub, have another drink, and then we're there. And it just was too much. And like we were sitting over here, and the girls are sitting over on the other side, and we're getting loud, and Kate hasn't really eaten anything yet, and she's drinking, and there's a bartender right there, and like Mike's like saying something, and I'm like talking to her, and I was kind of giving her a lot of attention, not in a flirty way, but just like
the bartender,
yes, and
the waitress,
yes, it was so
with Kate there,
yeah, but I didn't even think of anything because I'm just like, oh, what do you. Like you're
just being
I
nice.
know her. Yeah, just totally being nice.
Kate's there, so you're
Kate's
not
there, and she's just like looking,
like,
and she's drunk, and she hasn't eaten anything, and we're all fucking hungover and tired and pissy and blah 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 blah. And I'm just giving this girl a little bit too much attention.
You need to put your foot down.
Nothing in a bad way.
You need to put the foot down.
Let me talk. Nothing in a bad way, but I could see, and then she just kind of blew up on me.
In front of everybody.
It almost got there, and I'm like, okay, we gotta go. Let's go. And then on the way home, she's just like, I'm like, damn. Like,
About
okay.
what? About the waitress?
Just like everything just boiled up. It was a good weekend, and she just was wasted. And sometimes she just gets it hits you, man. I've been there. You know that. You've been there. Yeah. We've all been there. And Kate and I haven't gotten into a fight in a long time, and it wasn't that bad. But once we got home and I calmed her down, she ate, and I did give that girl a little bit too much attention.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't even think that I was doing it. And I didn't even care. That's what it shows you. I didn't think. And now I look back, I'm like, yeah, I could see that. She's cute. Anyway, it's all good. It's stupid on my part, but it wasn't that big of a deal. But we got into a little fight, but it was all good. I hate it. Listen, man, like I'm not worried about too many things, but if my wife's mad at me, I am in a fucking spiral.
In a hole?
If you're mad at me, I'm in a spiral. If my dad's mad at me, I'm in a spiral. My work teammates mad at me, I'm in a spiral. But that's it. I don't care about too many other things. If you're pissed at me, I'm rattled.
Yeah.
If Kate's pissed at me, oh my God, am I rattled? And I just got to figure out how to get out of that.
I feel like when you guys have these type of events,
I know
that it has the tendency to end like this.
I know. And here, let me tell you guys something real quick. I know all y'all, remember I tell you I have like this weird anxiety when I get on planes, even if it's a private jet like we flew on. That was so nice with a fucking couch in the back. I could lounge on it. But I'm like, fuck, man, after partying for that long, I must have drank so much. It's ridiculous. I knew it was going to be bad on the way home. Like my anxiety. On the way there, nothing. I was walking around. On the way home, I just had a feeling. It was starting to hit me even before driving there, even though I'm crushing booze. But somebody gave me it's from Hims. Remember Hims? You see the commercial Hims with all the wiener pills and stuff like that?
The Blue Chew?
No, this is called Hims. They're everywhere. And it's called a beta blocker.
What does it do to you?
It's a beta blocker. It's not a Xanax. I don't take Xanax. I don't do any of that shit. But it's called a beta blocker from Hims. And my buddy's like, try this when you get home. Try this when you're stressed out and see what it does. So I was starting to get to that point, taking the bus to the plane. It was starting to hit me like, oh, okay, this is going to be a 3-hour flight. Everybody's happy. I'm going to be the guy sitting in the back shaking because of my anxiety. I feel like I'm going to fall through the plane. I'm telling you guys, it's the most horrific feeling in the world. I was getting worried, but I took this little beta blocker and it made me chill. And I got to enjoy. I was a little kind of but it made me chill. And I was in a bad spot mentally because I knew when you party that much, you stay up like that just like puts fuel on the anxiety, you know. But I took this little beta blocker from Hims, and it worked. So all y'all out there, if you got the same bullshit I do with anxiety, man, check that out. So they're not even a sponsor. They should be.
It just calms you down.
Calms you down. And it's not addictive and nothing like that.
What's beta blocker mean?
It's something that blocks your anxiety somehow in your head. I don't know the detail on it, but it worked.
You think it's good for you?
I don't think it's bad for you.
Like what's in it?
What's good for me is me being normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if it's not like an opioid or something like that, I'm pretty good to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm trying to.
You get talking to the mic, so
I'm
people
trying
can
to look
goddamn
it
hear
up
you.
right now.
What's it say?
Well,
So they should be a sponsor, by the way.
They
Andy.
should be.
Damn right. Get on though. They got wee wee pills
out.
too. Listen,
that's what I thought they gave you.
I like having sex with my wife, but I love doing it in the hotel when you're away, right? Just like, especially for you, Andy. Good God, get the fuck away from the kids. Even the dog's looking at me. I hate it. But I like taking wiener pills before we make
We're going to Nashville in 2 weeks.
By yourself? For the draft.
For the draft,
Yeah.
but Chloe is coming too.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
I know.
Did
Laurie
she get her
wants
own
to
room?
bring her. No, she won't get her own.
So
room.
where's she sleeping?
I don't know. Well, there's multiple beds.
Multiple beds.
Yeah.
You mean two?
Yeah.
Multiple, like two.
Yeah. Well, we
So
can
you're
either
staying
have
you're staying in a normal
we can
room.
either have a king or a 2 queens. So right now it's booked as a king. So we'll figure that out. I mean, she's not gonna sleep in the same bed as us.
Well, what's the
Because my
what's
wife
the point of
at the draft, dude. I'm not around. I'm busy doing shit the whole
Oh,
time.
okay.
And
Let them go shopping.
they
Oh,
like
God.
to hang out together now, man. Like they
They
have
go
to do their
shopping
thing.
all
I don't know what
Oh,
to
yeah,
do.
they
And
are.
Chloe will love it out there in Nashville.
She'll
She's
love it.
never been to Nashville.
Oh,
so,
we'll take her.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
and you know what? She
That
can
makes
come. The
sense.
2 little ones will stay back.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not chirping on that.
Yeah.
Now, they are going to spend some money down there. You know
We'll
they're going to
see.
go shopping.
We'll
You
see.
know they are. You know they are.
so
It's all
annoying,
good.
man.
Let Chloe do her thing, man. She's getting older. I think she's going to look around.
Dude, today she wants me to drop her and her friends off at Six Flags.
That's okay.
And I'm like, all right, well.
Do it.
Yeah, but I just need to know the other parents, like, know that I'm dropping you guys off.
Oh, okay. Well, then talk to them.
I don't want to talk to them. Like I said, I'm not going around to pick everybody up. So have everyone dropped off individually so their parents can be like, yeah, I know you're dropping my kid off at Six Flags.
Yeah, I get where that could be.
I don't need
weird.
like some parent coming at me being like, why would you drop my kid off?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Figure that out.
So it's like, dude,
but that's easy.
I'm not
How old is she?
handling them getting a little older all of a sudden. You know, they think they're like 16, 17.
How old are they?
12.
Oh, so they're going at 12
Going
years
into
old.
7th grade. But when I was in junior high, dude, I went
Flags.
to Six Flags by
Harmless.
myself all the time.
It's harmless.
Yeah.
So, unless you get on a weird ride and you're stuck upside down for 4 hours.
my niece, who's going into 10th grade, is going to go with them. Her and her friend are both going into 10th grade, so they're going to go with them and hang out with them.
Okay. So they're a little bit older.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. They
So
should be driving. Why
got
don't
it.
they drive? They're 10th grade.
I don't think they're almost going into 10th. I don't think they're 16
Oh,
yet.
okay. Yeah. Well, that's cool then. Six Flags is harmless. A lot of Hoosiers, man. It's in Eureka, you know, guys. I know you guys are from all over the place who we're talking to, but Six Flags is in like where I'm from, and it attracts god dang Hoosiers. Oh, Lordy be. Every Hoosier from the Midwest.
I see those videos of those, like they're getting like fights and stuff. There's like fights there.
I don't know about that.
I don't do amusement parks.
I don't do them either.
If this is the way my daughter can go, where I don't have to go.
Yeah, but if you're 12 years old, it's perfect. Drop them off at Six Flags. It's all good, dude. It's all good. Trust me.
I don't do the roller coasters.
Did you see that plane crash in the Amazon with those 4 kids aged 13, 9, and like 6 and 1? They get in the plane crash. Everybody dies on a little plane.
Was it a private plane?
It was like a little charter jet, tiny.
Where were they going?
Going from one little area into the Amazon jungle to another, and it crashed. And these 4 little kids, including a 1-year-old, survived for 40 days.
No.
Yes. Open your eyes up once in a while and read things.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with NHL.com and bird watching.
I didn't hear about this.
Because you don't look things up.
Oh, I got lots of stuff.
No, Andy, you are one-dimensional when it comes to that. You don't go out of your way to look up other things besides hockey. And then you act like, oh, no, that's not right. Well, look it up right now. 40 days.
4 young children, ages 1 to 13, survived 40 days in the Amazon jungle after a plane crash. Say they ate cassava flour and seeds to survive.
There it is.
Now, cassava, I'm going to have to call it in this particular situation.
Well, they had terrible bug bites. They were very dehydrated.
Did the parents survive?
No. Nobody did but them.
40. Where are they from?
They're from somewhere in South America. Their dad taught them all survival skills.
Really?
Okay, imagine Andy. Think of the complete opposite person of Andy when it comes to like survival and like that kind of stuff. That's them. Like they knew what to eat.
One of the kids said their mother was alive for 4 days after the crash.
Oh, God.
So she's alive for 4 days and then dies.
Oh.
Right in front of these kids.
A 1-year-old Andy.
What kind of traumatic syndrome are these kids going to be dealing with?
I think they're just built differently, Andy. This is not your Creve Coeur Racket Club kids where they're like, I lost something. Help me. I think these guys are born and raised hardcore. They know survival skills. I think they were taking
This was on the Today Show today.
I can't believe
I didn't watch the Today Show.
I knew they would bring that up on Today's Show.
Yeah, one day I didn't watch the Today Show.
Did you guys also see that shark attack?
Yes, I did.
Oh, God.
It was on my list in Egypt.
Oh,
okay,
God.
Now, hold on. Can we wait before we get to that?
Well, is there more hockey to talk about?
No, because I need to talk about this plane crash real quick.
Oh, okay.
The 4 kids, though, so they're eating the seeds, they're eating the flour.
Yes, which is very different. Everything's
Where
poisonous.
are they getting the flour? Is it on the land, you think? Like they eating off the land, or you think they had it like in their backpack or something?
Like flour? Like what do you mean flour?
Oh, they're eating like flowers.
Yes, they know.
Like growing out of the ground.
The 13-year-old probably is like, I know what to eat. This is poisonous.
Were they from an African country?
They're from South America, I believe. African? No, I don't think so. Well, it's right in front of you. What's it say? I think they're South American. If you look at them, they look South American to me.
It's a miracle survival.
No shit. Just like that girl that did the same thing in 1970, where she fell 10,000 feet. We talked about this.
You know
in
what?
the jungle.
If it lasts any longer,
Survive.
there's a chance they may have to eat their mother.
Yeah, no doubt. Although, no.
No, because I'm just telling you, you might have to eat the mother.
Oh, you're gonna eat nasty dead carcass in the hot.
That's what they
jungle?
did in the movie Alive.
Yes, because you could eat
the
that
rugby
meat.
team.
You could eat that meat when it's frozen like that. But when you sit and rot, all that dead body is
maybe they're
rotting.
not eating her.
No,
They're
and not to mention all the bugs on it and stuff like that. And, what are you going to eat?
Yeah, you can't eat that.
No, you can't.
You're going to eat seeds and flowers.
Seeds and flowers and plants. And the 13-year-old probably like, okay.
Where were they going on vacation?
Again, Andy, probably just puddle jumping over from one little town to another in South America.
I don't go on those puddle jumpers.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
No, you do. If you want to go on vacations like that, sometimes you got to get into a little plane.
A buddy of mine put on Facebook or something yesterday. He's with his family in Costa Rica. Looks like a badass vacation.
Yeah.
And if I was going to Costa Rica, Cam would be like, "What are you doing? Going there? You shouldn't be doing. You should be going to the Ozarks."
No, Andy. No, Andy will go and go to a shopping center of the world. He's going to go to Mall of America with his whole family, and they're just going to shop the whole time.
Why are you going on vacation? You just go to the Ozarks and get a boat.
Because going to Costa Rica takes a lot of time.
Okay, so they're in Costa Rica. They're on a puddle jumper, though, like videotaping it. Then another buddy of mine, Cam, is taking flight lessons, and he did his first flight with his kid in the plane, and it was like a little propeller type plane.
His first flight with his kid?
I think the first one that he did on his own.
You brought your kid on that?
He brought his kid with him.
I don't know. I don't know about that. You get a little too comfortable, you're going to be like John F. Kennedy Jr.
Okay, well, there's a lot of Kennedys that have been through that.
Oh, yes, they have.
Which is just very crazy that it's had such a coincidence.
Well, you know how easy it is.
Members of the family have had that situation.
Well, they have a lot of family members that are on the spotlight, so that a lot of people. But my point is, like, there's so much to flying a plane. And the hours and hours and hours you have to build up with different scenarios that go down. There's all kinds of little things that you should know. If that doesn't work, you got to do this. If this doesn't work, you got to put this together. And if you don't have that experience, and you think that you do, and you bring in your kids involved, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. He's been trained. Okay. When I was in British Columbia, I remember sitting down in a park one time and watching these planes take off and land like in the water. What do they call those?
Well, seaplanes.
Seaplanes.
Yeah. Or whatever. Yeah.
Those are pretty talented pilots.
It's probably easier.
No, those pilots seem to be pretty talented.
They're all talented. You know what I mean? But shit, you go to Alaska, having a plane in Alaska is like having a four-wheeler. You know what I mean? That's the only way to get around up there. Everybody has a plane. It's like having a boat. And
there was another plane that like crashed recently too, where it was on autopilot. And something happened.
Passenger jet?
Yeah.
Where at? I usually pick these
up.
East
Coast. It went to New York and just turned around and came back.
You're telling me
there's
a passenger jet out of the United States of America that crashed, and I don't know about it?
Not like a major airline.
So what? And people died?
Yeah.
Brody, can you fact check him? I know you're busy over there, but
no, fact check. I know you're sneezing over there.
I know you're busy over there.
We need to get a Kleenex sponsor for Brody.
Oh my God! Did you see the fucking Floyd Mayweather? Floyd Mayweather. I guess he was I don't even know these boxing matches anymore. They don't do anything for me. But
it's like they're not even boxing matches. They're like charity things.
I don't know what it like. There's not even boxing's like God. Like it's boring. I think he fought Gotti or something, and then the ref called the fight.
Why?
I don't know. But
who was winning?
I think Floyd. So the ref called the fight.
Stop fighting. You have enough money.
You don't know that.
Well, you don't know.
You don't know that. But anyway, both their teams.
Most people in his situation would.
Both their securities jump in like,
oh, that's old school.
Yeah, and like punching from the side, like bam, sucker punching each other. They're all like falling down.
I don't mind that.
That's hardcore.
Because that's old school boxing right there. Remember back in the day, you used to have the corners would get into it.
I know.
You know?
It's scary, dude. You get trampled.
Yeah.
You get sucker punched, just like Conor McGregor did when he fought Khabib.
Why did Conor McGregor? He knocked out that mascot.
And the mascot's hurt. Well, that was a sketch.
He's not hurt. They said he required pain medicine, and they sent him home. Is he looking for a paycheck? Or
hell
what?
yeah! Although those guys make a lot of money.
He's got that big head on though. That would still hurt.
I know, like Conor, he did nothing wrong on that, but he punched him pretty good. Mm-hmm. But the guy's like, oh, I just read it. He went to the hospital. I'm like, oh no.
Of course he did.
Oh, of course he did. Yeah, that really hurt you.
I should have done that when Babcock tried to fight me. I should have gone to the hospital.
Andy, I got a video of Andy punching my hands. I still have it. And Andy would, if this was the other way around, if I was embarrassing myself, Andy would have posted that everywhere. But I just was like, I'm trying to be a nice guy once in a while. I might have to post that.
No, that doesn't ever get posted.
You don't think I should post
it? Well, I could redo it because the way the angle just made
hilarious looking. And your uppercut at the end. I got Brody.
No.
No, you filmed me the other day. I wasn't even paying attention.
You couldn't figure out your microphone. That's a little bit of a different situation.
He was filming you punching my hands.
You knew you were on camera in that situation. There's a big difference.
No, because you were filming me. I knew I was on camera, but we weren't on camera yet. Mm-hmm. You're just filming me.
You're very pale, by the way. Where's the suntan?
I didn't go in the sun.
Were you not at the pool hanging out?
No, we had no time.
You didn't lay out at the pool?
No, we walked around. It was huge. Pretty cool. A lot of Devils fans.
Did you get in the water?
No.
You had pants on, I saw.
Yeah, a lot of Devils fans I saw.
Cam's wearing pants. Cam doesn't wear he wears shorts when it gets like under like 30 degrees. You know,
I wear shorts when I'm swimming. I wear shorts when I'm swimming.
Okay, so listen. So this guy, this Russian, he goes to Egypt, and somebody's filming. I've never watched an entire video of somebody truly being attacked to their death.
Oh.
Now, I mean, I see some of these crazy ass Twitter accounts where they're like showing like execution style.
I can't do it anymore.
And I can't watch any
or
of that.
even like a little girl getting jumped by a bunch of gang members.
I can't watch that. No, I agree. Like, stop posting that type of shit.
I hate it.
But this guy gets attacked by a shark. He's screaming to his death. Screaming. When the search team goes to look for him, they can't find him. Like, he's nowhere to be found. He got swollen up by the shark.
He's gone.
Why was he in the middle of the water? What was he doing?
Well, he's swimming. It's a big tiger shark. And if you look at the video, this is what weirded me out the most. It's just like the beginning of Jaws with that hot girl, and she's swimming naked, and the guy's like too drunk to get in there, and he passes out on the beach, and the girl's like, "Hi, everything's fine. I'm having fun." And all of a sudden she goes, like, what?
Oh, no.
And then I started panicking. All of a sudden he gets up, and he goes right back under. Then he bobs back up. But you think it's going to be his head, but it's its feet the other way. And so you could tell the
Are you
shark.
talking about the
shark
movie or this?
No, this is real. It's all over the internet.
You guys didn't watch the whole thing. Did you watch the whole thing? Oh my god!
And his legs pop up like a buoy, like bam, and he goes back and he's moving like this way. Remember the movie Ace Ventura?
Yes.
Remember they go at the billionaire's house, and he's looking for Snowflake, and he creeps around like dun 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 dun, and he finds the thing. He's like, Snowflake. Here you go. Where you at? And all of a sudden, it's a big shark. And he gets him. He's like, going that way. And he drags him this way. And drags him this way. Drags him this way. And Ace Ventura. Watch that video. This tiger shark fucked this guy up so bad.
What's a tiger shark versus like a great white?
They're probably not as big. Great whites can get up to like 20,
they'll
25.
still eat you.
Yeah, that thing was like a 12-footer.
Okay. And then they found it. They found the shark.
And they killed it.
How did they know which shark it was?
Because a shark that big, well, they filmed it. They could tell that was a big tiger shark for probably where that situation was. So if they find that mug, they're probably like, this big old thing's the one that did it. They have video of it. Although you got to cut it open.
So, and find the body in there?
You got to, yeah.
You think he's in there?
Well, if it's the shark that they caught, then he will be in there.
He's like his entire body is in there.
Like he'll be crunched up, but he'll be in there.
They don't. What if he's still alive in there?
Oh, Jesus.
Remember that one guy?
That went through the whale?
He went through the whale and he like lived?
Yeah.
Like a cartoon
character?
He
coughed him back up?
I mean.
Or did it shit him out?
And I said right away that I didn't think he was telling the truth.
Yeah, that was odd.
Well, he said he was like living inside the mouth of the whale.
That was
so whale have teeth too, right?
Yeah.
They don't have like shark teeth.
You know, those killer whales are hardcore, man. Those things.
Who wins a fight between the shark and the whale?
A whale. Killer whale will beat a shark. Killer whales are the hardest core thing going.
Do they ever run into each other?
Yes. Killer whales are smart and they go in packs.
So listen,
on killer whales, just so you guys know, they will team up on you. Mm-hmm. They are so damn smart. Now they're starting to attack all kinds of different things, like boats and stuff like that. Yes, and if look at the video of this, I'll show you. There's a sea lion on a big patch of ice. Mm-hmm. The 5 orcas come up to it, stare it down, swim around this huge thing of ice, like a team, like hyenas hovering an animal.
I saw a hyena the other day.
Hold on.
We'll talk.
Oh, in your backyard.
Remember that.
In your backyard. So anyway, these orcas come up and they all start bashing the ice.
Oh my god!
Bashing the ice, coming up from underneath, boom, hitting the ice, and the thing's jump to another piece of ice, and then they all circle around and knock the ice over and just attack this thing.
Really?
They are so smart. They are so deadly.
Who is this?
A killer whale.
They're smart.
They're very intelligent. Killer whales.
Smarter than the whale. Oh, smarter than
I don't know. I don't know about that. It's like a dolphin.
Smarter than the shark. I'm sorry.
I would say smarter than a shark. Maybe not as smart as a dolphin.
Dolphins will sing like
they're
happy
very
birthday
smart.
to you and stuff like
Dolphins are very smart.
that. You know they'll do that to you. Like they'll sing happy birthday and stuff like
well, there's videos of dolphins saving humans
that. From what?
Shark attack.
Could a dolphin save you?
Drowning.
Could a dolphin save you from a shark?
They could buzz by it and protect you, but
maybe kind of knock into it.
They could buzz by it and do some stuff.
Who swims faster?
A dolphin.
Than a shark?
Dolphins could swim fast as hell, dude. I could be wrong on this, but dolphins could swim fast as hell. No more like agile and stuff like that.
Do dolphins? They don't ever kill anything, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Well, not
they
humans.
got teeth too.
Not humans.
They got teeth too. You know.
So I'm a little worried about this because we're planning our family excursion out to the Cape. I've heard from lots of our listeners, by the way,
where it all
give me
started.
lots of suggestions and all that. We appreciate it. Do you know? I'm reading about all these shark attacks and the great white sharks that are on the Cape.
Yeah, that's
now
where
I'm a
Jaws
little
happened.
nervous to go there. I got to be honest.
Listen,
I'm a little nervous. They're trying to say that you have a better chance to get struck by lightning than to get eaten by a shark. Don't tell that to this guy in Egypt.
oh God! Or don't tell that to the guy that got struck by lightning twice in one day.
What body of water is in Egypt with the sharks, by the way?
That is it's the Mediterranean right there, North Egypt.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're like Cam's closing his eyes and thinking so hard. He's
Well, let's look it up right now on Google Maps. Let's see exactly where
hey,
Egypt's
did you
at.
find the other plane crash that took place where they had to redirect? It was on autopilot. It went all the way up the coast and then came back and turned around automatically. So they think, and then the fighter jets, Cam, they sent the fighter jets to go find them, and the fighter jets, because they were circling around, the fighter jets get up next to it, and the pilot is slumped over, like passed out.
Really?
Yeah, so they're thinking maybe he lost oxygen.
Yeah, it could be carbon monoxide. Let's see.
And
here.
then, so since it was on autopilot, it was going to like New York, then back to Florida, whatever. It just turned around on its own and came back. And so they were like nervous, like, what is this thing? Because he wasn't responding to air traffic control.
Yeah, man.
So if you don't respond to air traffic control and you're circling, then they're going to send the fighter jets after you. That's
yeah, they're going to put you down.
Just so you know.
So you don't run into something.
But the fighter jets can get so close. They can get like, almost like you're driving down the street next to a car and they can see inside the window.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And the pilot to see like what's going on. Like,
yeah, I know.
And here he is, like he's like passed out.
So was it a commercial? There's no way, dude.
It wasn't a commercial.
No,
flight.
because that would have been blown up all over the place.
It was. I saw it on the Today Show.
So it was
I think it was the second hour of the Today Show, Cam. It wasn't in the third hour.
Oh, okay. I'll take a look at that. Good Lord.
Oh man, so this is making me nervous though with the Sharks. Okay, what do you got, Brody? You found it. Yeah,
What's it say? How many people died?
Can't. Let's go live to Brody.
Well, what's it
yeah,
say?
I'm live on the scene. Yeah, I found
Brody's
it.
like, I found it. Well,
Yeah,
what happened?
I found it. Back to you guys.
Back to you. I found it. Back to you. Okay.
No survivors, 4 dead, I think.
Oh, 4 dead.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it was a tiny plane.
Yeah, carried up to 7.
It's not a commercial.
I said it wasn't commercial.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I was going to say.
I think
Yeah,
it
okay.
was like a private plane.
Yeah, probably carbon monoxide or something like
You
that.
said, was it a passenger
Or not
plane?
carbon
I
monoxide.
said,
Maybe
yeah.
just like it had sometimes the air pressure or something
So
like that.
a buddy of mine who has a plane, he normally flies with 2 pilots because of if one of them.
No, I know.
But only when his wife is on the plane. His wife makes him take 2 pilots. But I've been on the plane with him multiple times where it's only 1 pilot, Cam.
Yeah.
And that makes me nervous when it's just 1 pilot and not 2 pilots. You got to have 2 pilots on there.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I want to be as safe as possible, man. You know what I mean? Because there's times when, the co-pilot's fucked up. Well, I think some head pilot had a heart attack or he had a seizure or whatnot. No, I know, man. Flying scares me, dude. Flying scares me. It just does. Thank God I had that beta blocker, or I would have just been even 3 hours.
What's the company called
What?
for the beta blocker?
HIMS.
HIMS?
You have a bad memory, or you don't listen to me.
Okay, well, hymns.
Or both.
Hymns, that's the... Well, those are like songs. I didn't know what you were talking about.
No,
Hymns.
it's called HIMS, 4 hymns or something.
Okay.
They're everywhere. Did you see Ted Kaczynski killed himself?
Who's that?
Ted Kaczynski?
Remind me who he is. I know that name.
Unabomber?
Yeah, he killed himself?
Yes.
In
81
prison?
Yes.
How'd he do it?
I think he took his underwear and hung himself. He's one of the smartest men. He was 16 years old when he got recruited into Harvard. 16. And the CIA did experiments on
How
him.
old was
Experiments
he
on
when
him.
he got... He was like living in like trailers and stuff.
No.
In the woods and shit.
Yes, in Montana. Not a trailer. It's a
Like
shack.
in the woods. Yeah, exactly.
A shack, not a trailer.
No,
not
you know what I'm saying.
And he lived there, but he was so pissed at so many different things because the CIA, while he's at Harvard, experimented on him and gave him LSD and stuff like that.
Really?
To be able to, and it was something that had to do with Soviet spies and how if they sit a Soviet spy down and they give him acid, maybe they'll get all the truth out of him and stuff like that. And he was a guinea pig, and it fucked him up.
Why do you think he killed himself?
Because he wanted to die. He had cancer.
Oh, he did?
Yep. And so,
Did they diagnose you with cancer in prison?
yeah, you still get health treatments. Yeah,
Do you?
yeah. So he just killed himself, and rightfully so. But he was so smart.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, kill yourself. You might as well just die. But rightfully so. So they drugged him up so bad to experiment on him.
The CIA.
And then, yes, and once he got out, he said, fuck this, fuck government, fuck the airlines, fuck this, fuck that.
Do you think the LSD just completely fucked him
I think
up?
he was fucked anyway. And I think that really fucked him up. And then he's like anti so many different things. So he has this little shack in the middle of Montana.
Yeah.
And he would make these little bombs and send them out. And it's all like nuts and bolts and stuff like that. There was a junkyard about 2 miles away in the vast property of this Montana. He just had this little shack, like a little dot in the middle of a fucking huge area. So where he got all his material is it's like a garbage dump, like with trucks and stuff like that. And he would just walk there and he'd look and he'd find little things out of a car and he'd find wires out of an old radio.
Is there a Netflix?
Yes, it's unbelievable. And the music's awesome in it too. And then he'd find, and you could tell he'd put all this stuff together.
They interview him in there?
Yeah. Yes.
And
his brother. His brother's the one that caught him. His brother's like, that's my brother.
Did his brother turn him in?
Yes.
Is he ever go to
He's
jail?
cool. No.
Did he go to jail? Or
His
no?
brother?
Yeah.
No. His brother was trying to figure it out. No one had any idea where he was. And he'd have all these cryptic
Trying
little
to figure
things.
out what? Where
This
he was?
was going on for a long time. A manhunt about Ted.
Why? Because he was bombing things left and right?
Yes, he was killing people.
With the bombs?
Yes.
Wasn't it in Oklahoma? It was in Oklahoma City, right?
No.
This isn't the Oklahoma City bomber. Which bomber is this?
Dude, this is Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah,
that was
I know. You gotta
freaking,
remind
what's his
me.
name?
You gotta
in
remind me.
1995.
Yeah.
Who blew up
So what year
the
was-
Children Federal Building or whatever that was.
So what year was this guy?
This started early. And I think he got caught in the 90s. And
So he was just bombing people from
that little
Montana.
Yeah, and he'd drive and drop it off in these little areas. And
all in Montana.
No. He'd send mail packages out
Mail packages.
with bombs in them, Andy.
And how would they not go off until they opened
Because he's smart. How come they don't go off in any bombs that people
so
made?
once you open it, it would like pull the trigger or whatever.
Boom. Just like a movie.
Dude.
How horrible. And Pete, dude, you don't remember that in the United States? You don't remember hearing about
No,
that?
I
He's
do,
in
but like
a
we're
kid.
going back.
Even as a kid, though.
You don't really necessarily remember it back then
Yes,
as much as you've been reminded because you watched the special.
I remember, dude, people were freaked out because when you have mail packages, everybody's like, what is that?
It's like anthrax.
Yeah,
remember
the anthrax scare. Exactly. Because
yeah.
you have to deal with this on an everyday
there's
level.
white powder.
I know. No one licks stamps anymore. No one licks like the thing to shut the thing because of the
They
anthrax
still
scare.
do lick stamps.
Yeah.
And envelopes,
Which
which makes me very sick, by the way. You know, when I lick an envelope, I get very sick. And when
somebody licked that
when I
mug.
feel sick, it's because the taste in my mouth that I get when I'm sick is that the envelope taste.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
But Ted Kaczynski, check that out. It's really, 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 really interesting. And so he just died, killed himself in jail. That's why I brought that up.
Damn.
You're thinking of Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah, he's another one. Well, there's been a couple of them.
That
The
guy.
Boston bomber who hid in the boat.
Oh, you mean the hero that they put on fucking Rolling Stone magazine? Like his hair's all nice. Like, oh, look at this guy. He's just a handsome
Why
guy.
is he a hero?
Well, Rolling Stone put him on the front page of their
After he got caught?
after he got caught, and they kind of like dolled him up like he's like a handsome like it just weird. Rolling Stone fucked himself.
Wait,
Anyway.
make sure you're accurate with this.
Look it up.
So he kills all these people at the Boston Marathon, and they made him out to be a hero?
No, I just meant like Rolling Stone. They tried to like he's a victim, kind of like, oh, he's just look at him. He's just a handsome kid.
Is he alive still?
Yeah, I think so. His
So
brother died in a boat. His brother died because he got shot, and I think he was in that boat. Yeah,
Really?
and he hid in a boat, and then they killed him. I think he died, but he's alive. Is he on death row? Is he going to die? Is he in jail forever? Yeah, I didn't mean.
I
like,
overheard these guys at the rink talking about if somebody broke in his house, he said they would not leave alive.
Well, yeah,
And they were all talking about their guns.
yeah, Andy. That's
Yeah.
you're in Missouri.
Yeah.
I mean, Andy. I know you live in your little municipality, the nerd municipality. That we don't like guns. We don't like steak. We don't like. Yeah, okay. Well, you are in Missouri, homie. You're in the middle of the United
Could
States.
you shoot somebody who just...
Yeah, god dang right. I can kill someone with bare hands.
But here's an example.
and be okay.
So we're
You come in my
out. We had a
house.
fire going the other night. It was great, actually.
Yeah, I saw s'moresies.
Yeah, s'mores going on, but like just cocktails, music. It was nice, man. I felt like it was the fall. We're on the back porch, and a buddy of mine and his wife come by the house. I guess they had called maybe, but nobody answered because the phones were inside.
Yeah.
And my garage was open, so they came through the garage into the house, into the backyard, and scream as loud as they can and like completely scare the hell out of everybody in the backyard. And I'm thinking, like what? And this is a friend of mine. Like if this was like, I told him, I was like, if you're in a different part of town, dude, somebody may have shot you down.
So dumb.
Okay, no, that's
Shut your garage door. It's a Friday night. People are going to stop by your house. We're talking. If you hear,
would you have shot that guy?
No, dude. You're in a harmless situation. This is not like me waking up at 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning and somebody's in my basement.
Do you hear that?
Somebody's in my basement and I got to put them downtown Chinatown.
But
No,
you don't
you
have to. What if it's your dad?
Why is my dad driving at night? Why is my dad in my house?
Exactly, but he might
He's not,
be.
dude. And now, but I'm still going to see what the hell's going on. I'm not just going to start shooting through the wall. You're going to kill your neighbor. You're going to be cool about it.
You have
Kate,
time.
get in the back. Call 911. I'm going down. I'm checking it out.
You have time to okay, well, let me see your face first. Like, who
You're
are
gonna
you?
hear the motherfuckers talking or something. It's probably a couple of them. And they're going to do it. Like, if I know.
Can't you just tackle
Why would
him?
my dad be in my You can't get in my house.
Can't you tackle him and hold him down until the cops get there?
Look at yourself. Look at yourself, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
What if I'm robbing your house? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Dude, my adrenaline would take
The
over.
fuck are
I'd
you gonna
fucking
do?
tie you up like a damn...
I'd tie you up and then
like
I'd
a,
go up.
like a loose cow.
Speaking of getting cuffed.
Like a lasso. I'd get the lasso like a loose cow that's
What are you
floating
going to do to
around.
me? You going to beat me up?
I might.
What are you going to do?
I might have to.
No.
In that
You ain't going to do a
situation.
goddamn thing. And I'm going to have my way with your family.
Oh my God!
Yes, I am.
No,
I am.
Okay, well,
no, keep this in.
No, we may.
No, I am.
We may have to shoot
No.
you then. I
And
don't
with
know.
what? Your cock?
Well, I got one of Ty's guns.
What are you going to shoot me with? What are you going to do? Hit me? Stab
One
me?
of Ty's guns. Well,
I'm armed too.
I get the box cutter.
Like,
But I
you
get.
don't.
You know.
I'm just letting
You know.
No,
the
you
people
have
know.
to be safe.
I'd get one of Ty's guns.
Such
little
a
Nerf
stupid
guns.
thing to say. Ties guns.
Hey, everybody out there, you got it. Just know that it's not.
Just know what you're doing.
I got something going on in my house. Just so you know.
I know.
Don't let
I'm
that.
sorry.
Don't tell the people that they think they can.
Well, how
just
about you
come
do
to
that?
my house?
How about you get something?
I'm good.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Okay,
three
so-
cute kids, lovely wife.
Blaze will probably.
Blaze, he's gonna be like, "Hi."
Blaze will probably attack.
Do
somebody.
nothing. He's gonna do nothing. Don't ever rely on your dog to do anything either.
I was at a house
Rely
last
on
night, and
yourself.
the dog's like shitting in the house.
What?
Yeah, not at my house. I was at another house last night till very late, actually.
Oh, I'm
Like
afraid.
1 in the
Who was it?
morning last night.
Somebody I know
But
in your neighborhood.
dude, they had a huge party. It was his daughter graduated high school, so she had
those are the funnest.
so she had a party at her house. So he invited.
So you went to a high school party? That's cool.
basically.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I did. And so he invited like whatever, a bunch of people to come over. He's like, dude, you just got to come over and hang out with me. I don't know, whatever. These kids are like, they're all outside.
Yeah.
But one by one, like I swear to God, every 2 girls at a time kept coming in the house to go to the bathroom. Like it was like 2 girls would come out, 2 girls coming in, 2 girls coming out, 2 girls coming. And I'm like, what are? I don't know. That.
Were they sniffing around?
I don't think so.
That's what you do.
In high school?
Actually, in high school,
Girls,
snorting
Aren't they
heroin in high school. Get out of here.
you think they're like checking
Fuck
their
yeah.
hair or something? There were other people there. They were
doing
like,
coke.
dude, you know what they're doing? I'm like,
They're
no,
doing
I
coke.
don't think they are.
Now, with 2 girls go to the bathroom, that's normal. You got 2 guys in there coming out at the
No,
same
I didn't
time.
see that.
They're doing
They were all
blow. It's
hanging out
okay.
outside.
It's not good, but that's what they were doing probably.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, with the 2 girls, like the girls like to talk and do their thing, But if they keep going in the bathroom back,
2 at a time,
and they
nonstop.
and they come out like, hi, like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did that,
Then
too.
they're doing blow. You had
I
high
don't
school
know.
kids
I don't know
doing
what
blow at
they
your
were-
buddy's house.
I don't know what
right?
they were doing.
Oh, okay. So naive. Andy's so naive. You're doing coke in high school? What? Did coke in middle school, I think. I mean, come on.
In middle school?
Yeah, dude. Yes. Yeah, it's not good. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
Coke's in high school. You better watch that fentanyl, boy. You better watch that fentanyl.
Dude, I ain't messing with all that.
I'm not
I
talking
don't
to
think
you.
they were doing coke.
Okay. You brought it up. You brought it up for me to say that because that's what happens when you get and you're like,
And maybe they were.
You're so like, I can't believe that you'd be so
naive.
and naive about that, Andy. Like I taught you, I'm your business partner. You talk to me every day.
I just didn't want to believe these girls. Like,
I don't care what you want to
just-
believe.
You can never judge a book by its cover. You know.
Yeah, you can. You can. If the book says something goofy on it, I'm not going to read it.
I mean, every girl must have been doing. I swear to God, every 2 girls come out.
Yeah,
2
because they
more
go
come
in there and they leave a line for
now
the.
3 go in.
So what happens is you go to the bathroom, you do a line, and then you're like, and then you come out, you leave a line for your friend, and your friend goes in the bathroom, shuts it, hits that line up, and then they come back out. Yeah, they're doing
They're playing beer pong and stuff like that.
Oh, so they're drinking and doing coke.
Oh my God!
Whoa,
I know, dude.
that's what we did, dude.
What do you? But okay, so what do you do if you're a parent?
Yeah.
Do you let them just party at your house? Like, what do you do?
I don't know. I'm not a parent. I mean,
I will say this though, things have changed since I was in high school. I feel like these kids are so much more responsible than we were back in the day. Dude, they all have like either designated drivers, like every single one of them, or they all Uber. We didn't have Uber back when I was in high school.
We're
dude.
driving everywhere.
They don't drive. I mean, there must have been like 50, 60 kids there and like maybe like 3 cars
That's
parked
nice.
outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so driving, that's the scariest thing to worry about. High school kids getting in cars.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I worry about, even with your kids, because I don't have that, Andy, and I've said this to all you guys out there. You get these kids, your kids are in high school, you better watch who they're driving around with and how that motherfucker drives his car. Is he a fast driver?
Mm-hmm.
They don't wear their seatbelts. They're texting and driving with your kid in it. That's what you got to look out for more than anything. The drug stuff, yes, you could keep an eye on that. You know what's what. Don't be stupid and aloof. Like, her eyes are red and she's got white powder. And she told me she was eating powdered donuts. What? Don't be like, yeah, you'll know when they're partying. You can put your foot down on that. But I'm telling you with the car situation and these dumbass kids driving 100 miles an hour, I read it in the paper every fucking day. Accidents. 16-year-old girl driving 80 miles an hour in a 40. 16-year-old girl, 16-year-old boy, 16-year-old girl kills 4. Oh. That's what I'd worry about more than anything.
Do you let them party at the house? Like some people are like, I'd rather them be here than somebody else's house.
I don't know, Andy, anymore. I'm so out of the game when it comes to that, dude. Like my mom and dad let me do anything and stuff like that. It just was different.
I don't
then.
remember being at too many parties in high school where the parents were there. There weren't that many.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, you're there or you're not there. You're still fucked as a parent. Mm-hmm. You're still on your property, whether you gave it the A-OK or not. You're gonna get sued.
Like this one kid, like just walks in, like, I mean, he was wasted,
He's
like looking for a water. He's like stumbling everywhere.
Get him out of there.
I'm like, dude, I thought he was gonna puke all over the house.
Get him an Uber and have him pay for it.
And then I hear he's a rapper. So like the other friends were like, oh no, he's like he goes by like a rapping name.
Oh my god.
So I'm trying to get him to back in. I wanted to hear him like bust a rhyme. Like see, he's got any like
another thing
freestyle.
Another thing.
And he could. I was like, okay, you just get out of the house.
No.
Hey, yeah.
Another thing.
But they're all like, their parents are all super well. You know what I'm
I know
saying?
you hang out with.
No, I'm just
ritzy.
saying that's these
We
kids,
both hang out ritzy.
and I feel like the parents
Kind of.
are like naive. They don't even know. Like there's been situations where these parties go down, and you got the parents like, my son would never be involved in that.
Yeah.
Like you don't even know. Like I'm watching.
Exactly, dude.
You don't even know.
Don't be like that then either. Because
I know some of these parents. Some of
I have
them.
a feeling you're going to be like
some of these parents are like well-known former athletes here in town.
I know.
And
he only hangs out with rich people.
And they're like, my son would never be involved in something like that.
At least us good old. I got wealthy buddies and stuff like that, and I live in a nice. But my friends are pretty blue collar for the most part. Andy doesn't have any blue collar friends besides me and Brody. But
That's not true.
And it's so different. Because
I got a lot of blue collar.
You see the wealthy folk and how they react to their kids. They're kind of like that too. Like mine would never do that. Mm-hmm. Where my blue collar buddies are like, no, I know he's doing that, mm-hmm. but I put my foot down on it. But I know it's happening. I'm not aloof to everything. So here's another thing though. These high school parties. Mm-hmm. Chloe's getting older, and she's very mature.
She came with me.
She's Oh, really?
Oh yeah, because
Oh, Jesus.
the people whose house we were at, they have a kid who's like a year older.
Oh, okay.
And
So does she have a
she
friend
was
there?
hanging out with her friend, and then
That's fine.
another friend of hers was also there.
But my point is,
But they're seeing all this.
keep an
And
eye
I
out.
told her in the car on the way home, I'm like, you don't need to be like that. You don't need to be
Yeah,
like
that's okay.
wasted, partying like that. You don't have to do that.
You got to watch out for when she's in high school, the older guys that are out of high school coming to these high school parties, the weirdos, you know what I mean? Like an older guy, like that's 18, 19, 'cause they're out of school, and they come back.
Like
and
they're not part of the friend group, but they just show up to the
show
party.
up with their buddies,
Oh, yeah.
and they're like, coming with beer, and they see all the girls.
Oh, yeah.
And they fuck the house up. They look for painkillers.
There was like a group of like 6 dudes hanging out in the yard. You know, I knew what they were doing over there.
If Chloe, smoking.
Yeah.
If Chloe or doing blow, or
I don't think that was going on.
dude,
Okay.
it just it's so ridiculous how much coke's around in high school. You
Really?
So
There was not that much when I was in high
There's
school.
oh my god,
don't
we had everything:
I don't
coke, ecstasy, acid, heroin.
Yeah, you'd see some of that.
Everything.
But I don't.
Meth.
You'd see some of that. I don't remember seeing
If
a
Chloe,
lot of cocaine
well,
in high
you were-
school, though. Like mushrooms and stuff like that.
everything,
Sure.
dude. But if Chloe says, "Daddy, you're going out of town. I'm gonna have a party,"
Hell no.
I will be so mad at you. You'll be. I'm telling. She will not be able to control.
Would you
it.
come work security for
Fuck
the?
no. She will not be able to control the dipshits. And you know what they're gonna do?
They're gonna ruin the house.
They're gonna go right up to your room, boy, and they're gonna look through all your
my
stuff.
God.
They're gonna sleep in your bed.
They're gonna try to do that in my
I would,
bed. I know
dude.
they would.
When my buddies parents go out of town, I'm sleeping in their bed when I was in high school,
I know.
banging girls, doing coke,
I know.
looking through their cabinets for fucking painkillers.
Mm-hmm.
That's me, and I'm a kind of a good guy. That's what we were all doing, looking through everything, dude. Hell yeah, you gotta don't ever when you're out of town. I will be so mad at you. Your house would be ruined.
Well, I would never do that.
I don't know about you.
But here's the deal: they don't usually tell you they're having a party. I mean, I don't know what kind of world you grew up in. Normally, the parents don't know. You're not like, "Hey, I'm having a party." Normally, they don't know you're
Don't you
having.
have cameras and stuff that you can keep an eye on?
Oh yes, I want all y'all to know out there. We got lots of cameras.
Oh, you got
lots of
work to
cameras. I got lots of cameras.
You got work to do. at
so
that house.
you know, somebody tries to come in.
You
the
got work
house.
to do. I wanted to go to Andy's house the other day, but there's always an excuse. Like, and I never get to, like, I have to kill time, and I'm like, Andy, can I stop by your house? No, there's somebody sick at the house or something. I'm like,
We don't ever get sick either. My wife was, man, a little under
Really?
the weather. Yeah, she's all good now though.
all right.
Dude, I ordered Ty a Matthew Tkachuk jersey.
I saw that.
Listen, and
Dude,
like,
was it Seth that
he-
did it?
Probably. There's multiple Seths that are working in all different
I
areas,
know.
dude.
Seth is like a universal dipshit.
He is.
You know,
He is. There's more than one.
they fucked the name
So
up.
I got it for a couple of reasons. You know, I wanted to like. He loves Matthew Tkachuk now. Like, I mean, it's like, and it has nothing to do with him being from St. Louis or knowing the Tkachuk fan. It's like, it's just, if you're a parent and you have a kid who's playing, like, you should want them to be like that type of player, dude.
Of course.
You know, a player who like plays with balls, who's a great leader, who puts up points, who's clutch. I honestly think, man, I mean, I said this on Twitter, like, he's put together one of the most amazing playoffs I've ever seen in my
A lot of
life,
penalties.
dude. And I know he's not scoring every game, and people point that out. I'm just saying the type of goals that he's scoring, like the overtime goals and like the late game heroics,
Well, like,
like
even
it's just kind of crazy.
even like going to the net in overtime. Like, he just drove the net and they opened up everything.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna lose, but no, you're right. That's good. But they fucked the name.
So I get him the Tkachuk jersey, and you know, if Florida won the cup, you know, like he'd have the jersey with him. I'm sure there'd be like some parties going on around St. Louis and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know, so
I know it's not gonna happen.
So they deliver it. I don't even look at the jersey, and I put the jersey. He wanted to wear it
You
yesterday.
didn't look at it.
Well, no, I came out. I'm like, oh, this is.
You didn't
sweet,
look at the
whatever.
back name?
I just didn't pay attention to it. So
Oh,
he
okay.
puts it on for the first time. Really, yesterday we go to the rink, and he wanted to wear it to go skate. You know. So he wears it. I go to I look at him he's like about to go on, and I'm like, wait a minute, they misspelled the damn name. This guy had one job to do. I got it from China. Okay.
China. A 4-year-old.
I got
a
it from
4-year-old is
China.
fucking
I'm
slave
trying
shop.
to communicate with the website.
Oh God.
Like, okay, here's the deal. You sent the wrong one. I ordered another jersey that they're like telling me like in this broken like English email that like it's no longer available to pick another one from. I'm like, what? I don't know what's going on. This is the last time I'll ever order from the China website.
Don't be cheap.
But They misspelled the name, dude. So hopefully I can take it somewhere and they can take the nameplate off and redo it.
They could do that.
Can
Seth will do it for you. Don't worry.
So I'm kind of pissed off about that, Cam. That kind of bothered me a little bit. But, it is what it is. You take your chances.
What were we talking about?
China.
Oh, yeah. China.
I'm not blaming it on all of China.
You should get it from North Korea next time.
Yeah.
They'll take care of you. They'll spell it right.
Listen, a lot of hockey parents are asking this question. Do you, back in the day, the philosophy was like, well, I'm just not going to skate in the summer. I put my hockey bag away and I take 2 months off and then
Okay.
So some people are thinking like, dude, they're burnt out. You don't want to burn them out, or they are burnt out, and so in the summertime, no skating whatsoever. Like, what's your take on that?
Dude, I skate every chance I can. Burnt out. Most of the time, the parents burn the kids out because they want more. They want it more than them. So you have to balance how interested your kid is in hockey. I wanted to play hockey every day, all day. I wanted to go to tournaments in the summertime. I didn't want to do anything else because I was good at hockey and I was getting a lot of attention, and I wanted to go all the time. And I got better and better and better playing in the summer. I didn't stop playing hockey ever. Even in the basement, I'd
All
play.
year round.
Oh, God, yes.
The basement doesn't count. I'm talking,
Dude,
like,
but I would be craving, just go down basement, play.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's play. So, dude, let's rollerblade outside. I was obsessed with it. Now, if I wasn't, my dad's like, you got to play. Then you get burnt out. But it's just up to your kid. Does your kid want to play? Then let him play. If you can tell he's getting burnt out, that's on you. You figure that out. But it's hard to burn a kid out that he wants to play hockey every damn day.
I'm going to be out of town for
You
a
know what
couple.
I mean?
I need you to take Ty to Weidman's camp for 2 days.
I will do that.
For 2 days. Wednesday, just meet him there, tie his skates, and then...
Why do I got to tie his skates? He can't do that yet?
No.
How old?
7.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Just turned
I'm just
7.
asking.
So
No, that's fine.
Wednesday and Thursday, that day of the camp, you got to go there and make sure he's got all his shit on.
All right.
And his skates are tied.
I got you. Okay.
You have to leave the show early.
Should I feed him?
No, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
Well, you maybe, yeah.
Oh, I got to
Take
leave
him
my
for lunch.
radio
You
show?
got to leave your radio show early.
Oh, okay. They won't care.
Both days.
That's fine.
It's the responsibility, dude. I'm handing to you. Are you going to come through and follow through or no?
Yeah, I'll tell the station I got to leave early.
Yeah.
They won't care.
No.
My radio guys won't care either.
Just an hour.
Yeah, no big deal.
Is that okay?
No,
And it's not. It's not far from the station either. So
I would.
I would.
I mean,
will.
I'm working.
So you said yes, and now you're taking it.
Those
back.
are like, if it was at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, I'd do it. But I would go hang out with Ty. Like, if you're gone, like, don't get me wrong. I would. I'd go watch him skate or something. But,
Okay, well, that's not happening. I can't find anybody to do it, dude.
Well, tell him to get an Uber. It's just like the high school kids do.
All right, so Columbus, dude, they're just like, listen, I'm not going to chirp Columbus because, they signed Goudreau last summer, and it just didn't work out. But I feel like that is a contract that eventually will play itself out into the favor of Columbus. Like, Johnny Goudreau's too good of a player, unless he just ends up wanting to get the hell out of there. I don't know. But he was coming off a big monster season. Like, I didn't have a problem with them paying Johnny Hockey. Although I want people to know, all I do is keep hearing, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, Cam, or not, so if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. Mm-hmm. He should have gone to New Jersey, or he should have gone to Philly. Listen, he didn't have anything. He's lucky in reality that Columbus stepped up. Because I don't know what kind of options Johnny Hockey, from what I understand, what he really had. He didn't have, I'm talking about max deals,
No, you did talk about this yesterday.
He's getting a 7 year. So a lot of people are like, well, he should have gone, so all I'm saying is.
He got paid.
He didn't have those options. Otherwise, the reality is, and we all know this, I'm not chirping Columbus, you probably don't go to Columbus unless you just don't have any other options. You're not like, I just want to live in Columbus. It's a great town. It's like.
Although it is.
It is. But I'm
saying. But not a hockey town,
Typically, for a guy like him, when it's completely off the radar and you land in a market that nobody's even thinking you would go to, it's probably because they gave you the best,
of course,
opportunity,
and that's fine,
and the best contract. Now, Damon Severson, good player.
I play with him in Jersey.
He's good. Like I'm not gonna make. Listen, they gotta. I don't mind the AAV, and they're probably gonna be hurting a little bit towards the end of the contract.
How old is he?
What is he? 28.
Fuck, I play with him.
28.
He was 18 when he made the team.
Yeah. So he's fine. I don't mind him. Is he a top pair guy? Probably not. Can he be a top 4 guy? Sure. He moves the puck pretty well.
Yeah, he's a good skater.
Good player. Provorov, another guy. He's got 2 years left on his deal. He's probably trending down versus
How old is
trending
he?
up. Check the age of Provorov. He's what?
He's 26. Andy.
Provorov?
Yeah.
Wow.
I figured he was
doesn't it
young.
feel like he's been around forever?
I don't know. I was wondering. I'm like, wow, how old is he? Oh, he's 26. Yeah. Now, he's got some years left, dude.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
But he's been trending a little. He didn't have a good year last year.
Well, he doesn't wear a pride
But-
jersey. That's what it is.
And he can still play.
He didn't want to wear a pride jersey.
So, and he is a legit
Good player, man.
top pair.
It's a good player.
Top pair D man.
It's a good player.
So I like that signing. I like the trade actually for Philly too,
They got some picks and stuff.
because I mean, listen,
That's what they need.
they came out and said, hey, they're going to make some moves, whatever. They're setting themselves up. They get another first round pick. I think they've got like the 7th overall pick and now number 22.
Oh, wow.
So they're in a good shape.
Okay. Yeah.
They had to move on from a couple of younger guys. They get a D-man, that Walker, who's going to be serviceable. So, listen, I like for Danny Briere's first deal,
Danny boy.
I like what Danny did there.
Yeah.
And, you got to move on from a player who probably didn't necessarily
Yoink.
want to be there long term. Probably wanted out of there. There was a lot of controversy surrounding the Pride Night and all that type of stuff. So, it's probably best for him to move on. The Severson deal, I don't know. Listen,
We'll see about that.
we'll see what we're saying down the second half of that deal.
Yeah.
I just feel like Columbus, there's just a level of desperation. I don't mind it. I mean, they're trying to like put together a roster that can truly compete, and they're getting out in front of some things. They're bringing in some players. They need a center. We'll see what they get. Maybe they find somebody at the 3rd overall pick who they believe one of these big time, like the Will Smith type of. Maybe one of these guys are capable of coming in and playing right away. I don't know. Certainly not capable of coming in and being a number 1 center right off the bat. So they need a number 1 center. I don't feel like they're done. I mean, there's talk about them being in on like Parayko and some of these other guys that are rumored to be dealt. So we'll see what else Columbus does. But at the end of the day, listen, I love Yarmo. I've known Yarmo for a long time. I always joke with Yarmo. I always joke around and say, hey, I'm the one that got him a GM job to begin with because I pumped his tires unlike anybody else for years and years and years.
I remember
He
you
and
doing
I
that.
talked every
I know you
single
did.
day.
I know you did.
Every day.
That's
When
true.
this guy was running the amateur side for the Blues, we talked
I know you did.
almost daily. And I love Yarmo. But I think there's probably a little bit of desperation on his part, too. Like, he's got to save his own job. They missed the playoffs this year. Listen, we all
They
know.
gotta do something,
We
man.
all know where it goes, man.
Yeah.
You can't last forever. You eventually got to make the playoffs. So he's saying, fuck it, man. I don't care what the contract looks like at the end of the 8 years. I probably won't even be here.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt.
I need players that are going to help us win right now. And so I think they're adding some guys that can probably do that. So,
You know what we didn't talk about real quick before we get into some live reads here is the Pang dog.
yes.
Darren Pang, our boy. Andy's worked with him forever.
Yeah.
I was here with the Blues when he was here. We know him personally. And, he's got a good gig going in Chicago, man.
Yeah,
he's
he
making
does.
a lot of money.
He does.
Bally's is out of the picture. They're NBC, Chicago up there. He's getting paid good coin, and he's got his new best buddy is going to be Connor Bedard. So Panger's the best in the business.
And he's an entertainer.
He's an entertainer.
He's a broadcaster.
That's what
You
he
know what I'm
is.
saying?
Yes.
Like you could put him in
He's
as
a showman.
You could put him in as a reporter, like he's
Anything.
doing right now with TNT.
Anything.
He can do a variety of different roles. And the reality is, I mean, it's no different than like when a player leaves an organization, man. You get a better deal elsewhere, and the team they're leaving has an opportunity to decide what they want to do. And in this case, listen, he got a great deal. He was here for a long time, and he's making the choice to leave because he got a great deal from Chicago. So I wish him nothing but the best. I was texting with him the other day, man. I worked with him for a long time. It was a great experience to be able to work with somebody like
learn a
that
lot, yeah.
and to be able to soak all that up. But it's not as much even about the games that I'll miss the most, man. I just love talking hockey with them
So do
before
I.
games,
Yeah.
after games, between periods, having that cocktail after games, man, having fun.
Who's gonna do all the commercials for the Blues now?
And so, when you work with Panger, you have a lot of fun too. You know what I mean? So I wish him nothing but the best, man, because he got a great deal, and he's deserving of getting a great deal. But don't be pointing the fingers at the Blues or pointing the fingers at Bally. He got a great deal, and he took it.
Dude, he's a businessman.
Right.
That's
So
first and foremost, just so you know.
Yeah.
He's a businessman.
But it's not like they said, "Hey, we're not bringing you back."
No, dude. They
So
offer
that's
him,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean?
People are like, the Blues. Like, no.
So then you have to
Bally's.
decide, and you make the choice.
I hope it all works
Do you
out.
want to take the deal that's on the table, or do you want to leave for a deal that you see as a better deal.
Exactly.
You know what
It's
I'm
a better
saying?
deal.
And then you make that choice.
It's a better deal. You're in a huge
I think
market.
a lot of people, and not to mention
God.
Darren Pang played in Chicago. His broadcasting career started in Chicago, so in a way, he's heading back home. You got the Connor Bedard situation, so he's going to be, those games early on in the year are going to be must watch games because people are going to want to catch Connor Bedard, who's got jacked arms, and his arms are absolutely jacked. He's at the combine doing his thing. 5'9", he's smaller. I don't think anybody should be surprised by that he came in at 5'9". I don't think anybody expected him to be bigger than that, did they?
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'11".
No, you're not.
Sure I am.
No, you're not.
Maybe even a little taller than that.
Brody,
you got big shoes on, dude.
I'll take my goddamn shoes off. So, you want to stand next to me?
Well, we don't have to do
that
you right now.
No, I am. People want to know.
About 5'11".
No, people, they're driving their trucks right now, want to know that you're
all
lying.
my people in Saskatchewan. I'll give you a shout out right now. What's up, Saskatchewan?
Yeah, Steve McIntyre on those horses up there, which I feel bad for some of those horses. They're like, good God, this monster's on me. But
what do you think the horse thinks when they see Steve McIntyre walking through the
like, my back's going to hurt. My back's going to hurt.
Can you pick a different horse, please?
But the thing is, Stevie will, protect that horse. So.
Yes, he will.
Like, if anything went down, like, Steve would carry that damn thing and help it. And, big Stevie McIntyre, baby. What's up? Stand up, motherfucker. Take a picture. Look at No. Take a picture. And just show. My God almighty. You're 5'11". I'm 6'2".
Are you? Well, that would make
sense.
I'm
5'11" and 3/4.
Well, you're about 3/4 of an inch taller than me, really.
What'd you see there, Brody? Let me see that goddamn picture.
Look at your shoe. You're wearing high heels, dude.
Andy's got his God, my God. That's 3 inches,
do it again,
baby.
Do it again.
That's 3 inches, baby. Get down, you donkey. No, get down. Just look at how bad. No, he put his tippy toes up, dude.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
I hover over you, dude. It's all good. You're 5'9". That's fine.
It's all good.
You're Connor Bedard. That's cool. Good. Although your arms aren't as big as his.
He's got big arms.
He's got big boy arms and forearms, just like Bobby Hall.
What if he's a bust?
I know. What if Connor Bedard
is a bust?
What if he's Nail Yakupov?
Oh, my God. Could you imagine?
He's all sweet and nice now. What if he just turns into like, I'm not doing that.
And there's like
he puts weight on.
There's this Russian that people are talking about. They're saying that is just as, if not maybe more talented.
Yes.
But nobody's really seen him play quite as much because Russia's not allowed to go to the party. They're not invited anywhere.
I know.
Who would you compare Russia hockey to right now? Like they're just never invited. Seth.
Yeah, it's just Seth and his buddies coming to your high school party.
Oh my God,
that's what it's like.
Mm-hmm. They're like,
trying to creep out the high school
not
girls.
Invited. So, who's gonna take him?
The Russian?
Because listen, he signed like a big deal too in the KHL, so nobody knows like when he'd come over. I mean,
that sucks.
You always have those out clauses and whatever.
Yeah,
but you just never know. Honestly, you just don't know when you draft a big time Russian player. You just don't know what their plan is. At some point, they will. It's like Kaprizov. Eventually he came over.
He needs a damn good player.
So,
but what if Connor Bedard is a bust? Wow, that would.
People are like, oh, there's just no way.
No, there's always a way. And it could be not because he gets fat or he's undisciplined or he's like, I'm too cool for school.
Right.
He could be hurt all the time. Andy, he can get hurt and then hurt again.
What if he's scared?
Hurt again.
What if he's scared out
What if he's a pussy? What if all of a sudden, what if a guy like Brooks Orpik, who we have on this podcast,
just
catches him, Andy, and puts him downtown, Chinatown, and he can't recover? Damn.
He hits, though, every once in a while, too.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, what if it happens, it happens. Like, I don't want that to happen.
Is every phenom that's going to come into the league just going to match the expectations? Because that's what we've seen recently.
They have, for the most part.
Somebody's got to be a bust at some point.
I know.
Who's it going to be?
Well, this would be really bizarre because of the attention he got, and of course the highlights and the numbers he put up.
Oh, the hype is
it's
unmatched.
Incredible.
It's unmatched.
It's incredible. I don't know.
I would not put my money on him being a bust. I'd put my entire life's existence savings on him being a superstar.
I would too.
But I'm just saying, you just never know. All right, let's get to Brooks Orpik.
Yeah.
Orpy, is that what you call him?
No, I called him Herbie.
Because he was named after Herb Brooks.
Good thing they didn't call him Herb. But
Listen,
although we call him Herb now. He's a great guy. My God.
I love watching him play because he was such a hitter. Like, there are not too many guys that you would classify as a hitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are, like, really good defensemen, but you don't call them hitters. You know what I'm saying? This guy was an absolute hitter.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being, like, a little caught off guard. Young in my career.
Yeah.
Not even that young in my career, but, like, you know, when he was at the height of his career, hearing other people kind of chirp him quietly behind the scenes because he was not a guy that would fight very often. So then I kind of caught on to that. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, he crushes guys and then isn't always, like, answering the bell, although he did answer the bell against Otter, though. I don't know if you saw that fight.
Yeah. Otter. Good God, Otter.
You know,
Can he beat somebody up?
I think he was perfectly capable of defending himself, man. He's a big, strong guy.
Yeah, I asked him that question. You guys you'll hear it. He was awesome. He was awesome. I like him a lot, man.
And he's a winner, too.
He's a winner. He's cool as hell. Everybody loves him. He was awesome in this. You guys are going to enjoy this big time.
Yeah. Great interview, man.
Yep. We always get the best,
He's cool. He's cool.
We always have good interviews, Andy. Sometimes the intro's a little tough because maybe I'm in a pissy mood or this, that, and the other.
If you don't bring your A game?
If I don't bring my A game, I got to bring my A game. That's what you do.
Yeah, that is what you do.
Yeah.
It's important to do
It
that.
is.
It's also important to go in and see Hair Club. I was telling a few people over the weekend who I was around who maybe are hair impaired,
God, Andy's probably like going
that I have a sponsor that can help them.
Oh, Andy,
to go to Hair Club.
Dang you, dude! You don't understand how like demoralizing that is when
No,
you do
because
that.
it comes up.
Well,
Like I'm like,
I
I
hope
got a
you're not-
sponsor for that.
Nothing worse than all you guys out there with thick, luscious hair. If you go to somebody and chirp their hair, like that puts them down so bad.
I would
dude.
never do that.
I hope not.
So what
Because
happened
you do
was,
it to me, I don't care. I'm a big boy. I played in the show.
at the
Fine.
at the party yesterday. This guy was and not at the after party. This is the before party. The graduation party.
Jesus.
I've been to more graduation
Andy
parties.
keeps bragging about going to graduation parties and hanging out with high school kids. Come on.
So
God
like
almighty.
there was a ton of parents there, you know, like so at the but one guy, he was there, and then his son, he came over to introduce his son to me, who's like a really good baseball player. Just massive flow on top of this kid's head, but the dad's bald. I'm like, you need to give some of that hair to your dad. And he was like, you know, blah, blah. And I said, listen, I got a sponsor that can help you with that. So I'm letting him know. That was not very offensive in that situation.
Listen, if that's your buddy and he's an old man and his son looks good, but if you say that to his fucking high school kid that's losing his hair or some guy that's trying to build confidence and you're like, oh, what happened to back of your head? I see people do that to people, man.
Really?
That's the biggest dick, gutless move ever. Hey, you're putting on weight. Hey, you're losing your hair. Let me look at the top of your head there. And like, man, I'm trying to wheel girls, and I know it's an issue because girls are fucking superficial, man. Like, even go on any kind of dating app.
What does that mean?
It means like they want what they want. Meaning, if you go on a dating app and you're not 6 foot, you put in 5'11" like YouTube would do, I might be able to like reach that height and lie to the girls. They won't even have you. They'll have you swipe left.
Cam's
like,
got platform shoes on. He's talking about how tall he is.
I got tennis shoes on, you donkey. You got nerd sandals on. Why don't you not wear nerd sandals? You'll be taller. But the point is, like, girls won't even like talk to you if you're under 6 foot. So you do that kind of stuff, and then also now you're chirping a kid that's bald. Girls are already looking the other way. He could be the nicest kid in the fucking world with money. And before they even know he has money, they're going to say, go fuck yourself because you are going bald.
No, I would
so
never,
don't put people down.
I would never do
don't
that.
do that, dude.
This was not a situation
I'm serious
like that.
on that.
This was not a
You
situation.
can chirp me. I don't care. I'm a big boy. I got confidence.
Yeah, well,
I got
a sponsor for you, too.
That's why we're on, because I have a bald head. And that's why they know I can talk real because you can't talk real.
But you
got hair.
Well,
you don't know until you know. You don't know what it feels like to go bald at a young age.
it's not the thickest set of hair.
No, you don't got the best hair, but you got enough to where no one. Dude, when I look at you on camera, just the last thing I'm saying is, Andy's hair's bad. No, I might say you look frail. Your teeth are white. I say you might have
frail.
to you're not tucked in. You dress well too, so you look good on camera. But your hair is good enough to where you don't need. So you've never been through that, and it's not that big of a deal. But if you don't have confidence and you're single and you're going bald at a young age, That tears you up
It does.
for girls and guys.
Okay,
so
so-
don't be a dick.
Talk to everybody out there.
What do you think I'm saying to him?
Okay.
I'm looking at you, but I'm talking to
Yeah,
everybody.
because I'm not.
You can't help it.
I wouldn't be a dick to these guys, who are.
You want to make fun
of
of somebody because they're a dick? They can help being a dick.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to make fun of somebody, some young kid that's losing his hair and has no self-confidence, that has nothing to do with anything that he did, then you're an asshole. That's all.
Okay.
Just remember that, all you guys. It's a big deal for people. It's hard enough to wheel chicks anyway.
Yes, it is.
And now you got a fucking
for
bald head.
For most people,
For most, it is.
Yes. Yeah.
Girls can wheel any guy they want, anytime, anywhere. But a guy that has no confidence, that's tough. So
Okay, so how do you get your confidence? Through Hair Club.
You could go to Hair Club. They got all kinds of different stuff you could do. You could have payment plans. You don't have to have all that money right there. Just talk to them. Walk in that goddamn door and talk to them.
Like, this is what
Get
I.
this
This is
going.
what I have. This is what I can do.
They'll tell you
And
exactly.
they'll walk you through it, and they got a solution for everybody.
Yeah, man.
And that's the most important thing. They got a solution for everybody. So anybody who's dealing with it, any type of hair loss or anything like that, just
It's all good.
send me a message.
Okay. Send Andy. He'll be like, let me look at the back part.
Oh, I would not.
I hope not.
Come on, dude.
I hope not.
I can't believe you're even sharing.
No,
that.
because there's a lot of people that do that, Andy. And it's like,
who does that?
oh,
I've
I've
never
seen-
heard anyone make fun of somebody for losing their hair.
Okay. All y'all out there, you know if you know. Okay? You all know if you know.
Yeah.
Andy's in his little nerd bubble. I know. I'm with the real people. I get it.
Okay. Hairclub.com/Cam Strick.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Go to that.
Go to that. Check out hairclub.com. Hans Wyman.
Yep. They all coexist.
Hans. We got everybody. And there's a solution for everybody as well. First Form, baby.
Yeah, man. A lot of compliments.
What were they telling you?
Like, hey, First Form, I'm part of the group, So if I post something,
Oh, they would say that? I'm part of the group?
Yeah, I'm part of it.
Like, they give like the fist.
Yeah.
I'm part of the group.
Yep. Little fist pump to people. So
Were you wearing First Form clothes or just the hat?
I had a couple. No, I think I had I bought a shirt.
I
somewhere.
called Cam last week. He was like stressing out. He was at the mall
Oh yeah,
shopping.
I know. Well, Kate shopped for me.
Oh, did she?
But I did try clothes on for the first time in
And
a
how'd
while.
they fit?
They're fine.
What size
I
you
think
going
I've
with?
lost weight.
What size?
Double X.
Really?
Oh, I'm a double.
You need double X?
Look at my shirt right now.
Is that a double X?
Yeah, look at it.
I see it, yeah.
Okay.
What's
yours?
Like
Medium?
medium or so.
Yeah.
I like a large, though, sometimes, too, but, depends on.
You're swimming in that medium right now.
Yeah, I know. This is a medium right
Let's
here.
do some push-ups, dude. That's all.
I know.
No big deal. Just tighten it up.
Firstform.com/Cam Strick, though. Listen, I got to give a shout out to our listeners because more and more of our listeners, Cam,
Oh, my
are
God.
using our link.
Thank you, guys.
And thank you so much for doing that.
I mean, they are
Always
the
use
best.
the link, firstform.com/Cam Strick.
You want to keep this damn thing going? You want us to entertain you when you're driving 3 hours? You got to help the sponsors out, guys. We love all you. Just help us with that, and we will bring the damn heat every single week.
I am
going
to go home and I am going to have some fruits and some greens,
Oh,
Cam.
God,
That's what I'm going to have.
I need healthy
That's what
stuff.
I'm doing.
I know.
I'm going on a little bit of a diet right now. Like not a diet. It's just because you don't really need to diet. But
You're
what
not
I'm
eating meat?
no, I'm just gonna make sure that I'm focusing, and I'm gonna be disciplined for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks in terms of what I'm putting in my
It's
body.
so funny. Andy complains. I've never seen Andy eat one thing in my life. No, all you guys listen to me. I've hung out with Andy for a long time now. I've never seen him eat.
It's not true.
When?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
You
when?
see me eat
I come in here, I got Subway, I got
Well,
this, I
yeah.
got that. I've never seen you eat one thing.
because I don't eat till after 12 noon,
I've never seen you eat one thing.
and then I just pound it.
So yeah, keep watching your food intake.
Mhm.
You don't eat anyway.
No.
All you have to do is do push-ups. How about you go on First Form in their app and get a little workout together
That's
and get
what
it
you
done?
do.
Yeah.
That's what you do. And I do go to the app, and the app tracks your calories, it tracks your steps, it tracks your workouts.
What you put in? Zero? Zero
Hey,
calories.
it tells you what to do with your workouts and everything,
Yeah, I know. I know.
and
It's
it tells
easy.
you what to eat.
It shows you video of what to do in the workout. It's the easiest thing in the world.
There's 2 things I can't stop watching right now on Instagram: are barbecue videos and chiropractor videos.
No, it's
Why
called ASMR.
Why do I like watching
Because-
people get adjusted?
Because it's called ASMR.
What does that stand for?
It's just like when you watch somebody get a haircut. And
Oh, I'll
just
watch
makes
that too.
It just makes you feel comfortable, and you're just like, oh, because you imagine being in that situation. Barbecuing does the same thing for me. People building houses in the woods or cabins in the woods that look really cozy and comfortable. It's kind of an SAMR thing.
That's something that's personal.
Getting
to
a
me,
haircut,
though.
getting a face massage and shaved and stuff. I like watching that too. It's a weird thing that makes you comfortable when you're laying in
Just
bed.
calm.
Yes, it's called ASMR. It's really weird.
ASMR.
Yeah.
And you don't know what that stands for?
No, I don't know what they
I
accurately
mean, I don't
means.
even know if that's accurate. ASMR.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, we got to look that up.
You want to bet again on something? I
Wow.
think I've been pretty right on things.
So I get ASMR when I just go to the First Form website.
Okay, I get that.
And that's what I'm getting, ASMR. I see all the different things they have.
Yeah.
Now
Why don't you start doing some?
They even have socks now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I like their hats, man. I got to get another one, dude. I'm going to order another one here soon. I ordered Brody a couple shirts, too. Brody's due for a couple nice, badass First Form shirts.
Get him some meat sticks from me, will you?
Okay, I will.
Yeah. Just
If
get
that's
him-
what.
get
How
him-
about Brody tells me what he wants? You know what I mean?
He doesn't tell me what he
How about
wants.
because I get it for him. Andy's got to get it for everybody else in his neighborhood. I hook up like the people that actually deserve it. You know, but
Praveen's got chickens in the backyard right now, by the way.
good for him.
I hear these chickens in the morning.
It's annoying. Tax write-off too, by the way, just so you know.
Chickens are.
Yep.
Says who?
Says the government.
For a tax write-off for what?
Because you lay in eggs. If you have chicken coop, you get a tax write-off.
Would you like to eat an egg straight out of the
Yeah.
chicken?
Shit, yeah. I don't
Like if
care.
you saw it, just
Yeah, dude.
that's
I
how
don't
you
care.
do it, dude. That's how you do it.
If I had a lot of acreage, I'd have chickens. I'd have all kinds of stuff.
You know, as much meat as you eat, you should be eating grass-fed.
I think
No,
I,
you should be eating grass-fed meat.
well, I think I do for the most part.
I don't think
a lot of meat.
I'm not sure you're doing that.
Well, where do you think I'm getting my meat from?
You're getting like hormone-fed beef.
I don't know. I have my butcher shop.
It'll say grass-fed,
Yeah, I don't mind that. I get that. I'll eat grass.
which I'm sure a lot of that is marketing.
I
and
want to
it's
look
not
like
even
you,
that good
Andy.
For you
Tell me
anyway.
what to eat, Andy, so I can be built and look like you. I mean, goddamn. Anything you tell me, I do the opposite. Now that I think about it.
Okay. Oh, the opposite.
Yeah.
Do the opposite of Andy.
Yeah. Like, do I want to look like you or the opposite? I want to
Well.
look like the opposite of you.
You wouldn't do the opposite when I'm getting my first form, though, baby. When I'm taking my
Well, I'll do
when
that.
I'm taking my fruits and greens and eating bars and protein and whatever else I'm doing.
Yeah, that's what I do every morning, man.
Get on it and get on it today. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. We appreciate the support to all y'all. Tesson Roofing, man. Brett Tesson.
My
dude.
boy. What up, Brett? What up, Justin Maroon? What's up with you? What's up with you? Dang right. They're the real deal right here in St. Louis, baby.
They really are.
They're the real deal. The guy built this thing from scratch, man, doing his thing. Successful. A lot of work going on in Missouri and St. Louis area where there's a lot of things that need to be fixed, and these guys could help you out big time.
They're like the real deal. Like there's a lot of like roofing companies out there that really aren't. Ask about the greener shingles, by the way, which is saving you like a
Do you
ton
like
of
saving money?
Well, if you do, then
You're
you're going to
damn right.
ask about the greener
It's
shingles.
getting hot, dude. All this
Greener
is getting
Shingles Rejuvenator, baby.
I know, man.
It's the asphalt shingle rejuvenator as well. Roof rejuvenation spray and asphalt shingle restoration.
hot. That's where it is, baby.
Isn't that where it is?
Dang right. You're dang right.
Listen, they're a preferred contractor with many major insurance companies. Not everybody can say that. So if you've got a major insurance company, you want to go to the preferred contractors.
help
That
each
means
other
they
out.
do great work.
Exactly.
And the big boy insurance contractors, like the big boys, are like, hey, this is who we deal with. We deal with this guy right here, Tesson Roofing. 25-year workmanship warranty, too. That's
It's a long
amazing,
time.
too.
It's a long time.
That's a lot of commitment right there.
Absolutely.
25-year. Give them a call today if you're local. 314-932-1042. 314-932-1042.
Oh, my God.
932-1042. You can check them out online, tessonroofing.com. Brett is legit. He's the real deal. I've been telling you
Great
that for
guy.
a long time.
Great guy. Loves hockey. Loves St. Louis. Works his ass off. And he's easy to talk to, man.
Greener Shingle, baby. They also offer property maintenance programs for residential and commercial, Cam. Workmanship warranties on roofs.
Yeah, they do it all. They do it all.
It's amazing. So check that out, tessonroofing.com. Do it today. All right, Bellman and Bellman.com. Cam, at Bellman, you get what?
Swinging dicks.
That's a comforting feeling right there.
Well, if you like swinging dicks, then they're not the one for you.
Right. So that's important. So if
Yeah.
you want that,
If you like swinging dicks,
don't go to Bellman.
Don't go to Bellman. But if you like normal people that your wife could actually talk to,
Right.
and not be creeped out,
Right.
you go to Bellman.
And you're going to get the best
You're
deal.
gonna get the best deal, and they have unbelievable options. They have 2 monster parking lots full of vehicles.
Best selection.
Best selection. They're, again, the real deal. St. Louis, love hockey.
But if you want swinging
But
dicks,
if you want your wife to go to the swing in Dickville, and 10 of them come out and start slapping their dick
I
around.
got her.
I knew. Wait, is that your Cam's? What? No, I used to beat his ass in high school. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Swinging their dick around. Then another guy comes up and tries to take her over. Then another guy comes out. They're surrounding her. They're surrounding her like sharks in the water.
Oh,
Andy.
yeah.
Like the USS Indianapolis
Like
back
that
in
guy-
1945.
Like that guy in
I know.
Egypt.
Back in 1945.
Poor family.
They
Dad.
just dropped a
all I
bomb
can
off.
think about is his family.
They just dropped a bomb off. They just dropped a bomb off, and they had no idea.
Hiroshima?
They had no idea that they were there.
Do you understand what Hiroshima is?
And then Nagasaki. I think it was Nagasaki, so sit the fuck down. But anyway, they dropped it off, and they're coming back, and a torpedo catches
Where are
them.
they coming back to?
They went to the fucking islands to drop it off so we could fucking end the war.
Oh
Andy.
my God, dude.
And they got hit by a torpedo, and they all went in the water.
Get out of here.
And then the shark starts.
Oh
swirling.
my God. How many sharks are in the ocean?
A ton, dude.
Like
Tons.
like hundreds of thousands or
Oh my God.
millions? Like, what do you think?
Dude. Ocean's so big, dude. There's millions. Different kinds of sharks.
Like just in Florida.
yeah, millions, bro.
Millions? And they'll all eat you.
Yeah.
Then why do they say that a shark attack is less common than getting struck by lightning?
Well, because the ocean's gigantic, and there's a lot of food out there for them. They don't need to eat humans. In fact, I don't think they prefer humans.
Really?
Yes. You usually get bit. And
How
bleed
close
out.
do they come to the shore?
2 feet of water.
The sharks.
Yep.
A big ass?
Big boy.
I am so
2
nervous about this.
feet of water.
I'm nervous about my trip to Cape Cod.
Well, then go to Table Rock Lake. Like I fucking told you. Costs 10 times
Well,
less.
Okay, do you want to risk
I
a
gotta-
shark attack or a disease?
Well, I don't know.
A skin disease?
I'd rather risk. They're both bad, but where are you gonna get a skin disease? Table Rock.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a beautiful lake. It's
You
not
might-
populated.
well, you might get. Okay, I'm thinking like
It's
the
not.
Ozarks.
Ozarks different.
Yeah, that's
You'll
different.
get an ear infection.
Yeah, okay.
Trust me.
You'll get an ear infection.
Yeah.
All right, so Bellman.com. Say hi to Danny Boy,
Danny, what up, homie?
Kenny,
Kenny.
and Dale.
Dave.
Everybody, dude.
Hey, dudes.
Yeah.
Love all you
they
guys,
the
man. You guys are
absolute best.
OGs, man. You've been here from the
OGs,
get-go. Just so
baby.
you know, we love you guys.
And listen, Sparks, you can still get your Sparks. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. Do it today. Listen, we're taking a little bit of a break from Sparks. They're coming back in August, obviously, a little summer break. But Seth, unfortunately,
He's still there.
Is still there. And that's all you really need to know.
Oh, Seth is
So,
out there. Multiple
yeah,
Seths.
yeah.
They're hanging out at high school parties and fucking Andy's buddies. Really, really weird. He's a weird son of a bitch. Get him away from your family.
Get him away from your
Get him
family.
away from your fucking
Daughters,
everything.
your
oh God,
daughters.
your daughters. Your medicine cabinet.
Oh, my God.
Your internet, because he's gonna look up weird
Oh,
stuff.
my God.
Yeah, he might put you
Really?
in- you might get flagged if that son bitch gets on your computer.
They know right away.
Yeah, if he's flagged. You're fucking weird. You know that in Halloween you had that Peepin' Tom guy that they canceled? That's him.
We
That
had
was his
we had a
face.
peeping Tom when I was a kid. I had a broken ankle. I was on stitches from a. I had a broken ankle from a football injury. Kid.
Yeah, oh, I bet.
And I heard my mom screaming that there was a man looking through the window when she was getting out of the shower.
Oh God.
Oh yeah,
What'd you do?
Okay.
What'd the man of the house do? Andy. Andy's the
I
man
was
of the
the
house.
man of the house.
He's
dude.
a woman of the house.
Dude, I was the man of the house.
Oh yeah, what'd you do?
So I hopped around on my crutches.
Fuck. You would have got him.
And I went outside and everything, and the police came.
Yeah, you told this story before.
Yeah, she identified the man as wearing a red jacket with a black beard.
Yeah. He's a pirate.
So there was no one to be found when the police came and you know, because the scream probably just, you know, scared him away.
You scream?
I did not.
I bet you. When Andy was young,
I was watching Monday Night Football.
you know what annoys me? When, and I know I'm just being petty on this, but like, Andy's the type of kid when he grew up, when he was like 8, 9, that screamed like a chick. Like,
No.
ah! You ever see like
Yeah, but
boys
why
do
would
that?
I do that?
I don't know. Because you're just that type. You
Well,
ever
a
know,
lot of the young kids, like, they haven't reached puberty yet.
do you know? No. But like the girls scream like,
Yeah,
You ever- you
I
ever-
didn't do that. 'Cause
Ty doesn't do
'cause
that, does he?
wasn't- No, because he wasn't coming in my window.
I
either.
the other day, like a kid that was 7 or 8, like screamed like a.
Why?
like a-
Why was he screaming
It's
at
like
you?
playing around like ah.
No,
I don't know, like,
don't
what
do
the fuck
that.
was that? Like, aren't you 7?
No, he didn't do
He's
that.
screaming like a. I don't know. Is that what you did when the peeping Tom was looking through the
No,
window?
so what I did was, so then the police come, and the surveillance, didn't find anybody. 4 o'clock in the morning, there's a knock at the door. And sure enough, it's a guy with a black beard and a red coat.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, I wanted to let you know that your garage is open. I guess we left the garage open. And I'm like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, dude. So this was obviously the guy who called the police back, and I questioned him, but I don't think they could prove that it was him.
Jesus, Andy. You're going to answer the door at 4 o'clock in the morning to a... I don't know. It's all good. A great story. Riveting.
And I was ready to throw down, Cam. Just like Brooks Orpik did. Hey, listen, he joins us now on the Cam Strick podcast, baby. Brooks Orpik joining us now. Enjoy. Hairclub.com, baby.
Oh, you're damn right.
Go to our landing page today, hairclub.com/Cam and Strick. Regrow, restore, and replace that hair.
Don't wait.
Now to the interview. Is this Richard?
Richard.
Oh boy,
Richard Orpik. You sound like
that's my dad.
Is it? Is your real name Brooks? Because you're named after Herb Brooks. So who's Richard? That's your dad?
No, Richard's my first name, but nobody would know that except it's actually a pain in the ass because I always ask my parents. I'm like, if you wanted to call me Brooks, you should have just named me Brooks because now legally all my documents and everything, it's just a pain in the ass. So, but my dad is Richard. But yeah, and then Brooks is actually my middle name.
Way too confusing.
Listen,
you got to fix that.
Can I ask this, though?
No kidding.
All right, listen, there's no rules here. We can ask whatever we want. We're all friends here. Does anybody ever call you Dick? Has anybody ever called you? Like, how does that happen?
That's bad.
No, because, how does that happen?
It's a bad nickname to have.
Where, Richard becomes the name Dick. I've never understood that anyway.
Yeah.
I know.
Brooks.
I'm trying to think. Only guy I played with, Dickie Tarstrom, I played with in my Pittsburgh days early on.
Do they call your dad Dick?
I think that's no, just Rick.
I can't believe
and then his parents called him Richie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I can't believe people would accept that if your name's Richard and people would start calling you Dick. I'd be
don't
like,
call me that.
No.
It's Richard.
Yeah,
Richard,
you
damn it.
try to squash that pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, especially Brooks.
I know.
You'll catch him coming out of the grocery store. Like Brooks Orpik would be like, "What'd you call me?" And just completely body check him in the parking lot.
Brooks, man.
Check me out on YouTube. He'd say to him.
I like that name, Brooks. Though that's pretty cool.
Oh, Brooks, like Herb Brooks, man. Like that's pretty cool. So your dad, like your mom and dad, big hockey fans. Like what kind of hockey family you grew up in?
No, so my dad's from just outside of Boston. He was a big hockey, he played growing up. My mom's from actually from LA. She didn't know anything about hockey. And then, so I was born in California. And then during the 1980 Olympics there, that's kind of how they came up with the idea. And then, so my mom agreed. She said, yeah, you can, we can name him Brooks, but there's no way we're naming him Herb. So my dad, that's how they settled on Brooks, I guess. But that's kind of the origin of the story.
Nah, we're going to call you Herb now. I've decided that's what it's going to be. Hey, growing up in San Fran, I mean, do you ever go back there? Do you got a place there? I know it's kind of fucked up now, but do you have any time? Do you go back to San Francisco?
You know what? I haven't been back since I was playing really in San Jose, and that's a little bit south of the base. So definitely, we were from Marin County, a little bit north, so not really anywhere close. And then my wife and I actually got married in Sonoma 10 years ago, so that's a bit ago. But yeah, we really don't get out there much. In the summers, we get out to Wyoming now, so that's about as far west as we get. And all our neighbors are from California. They're all moving out of California. So
I know they are. I know.
Why would you stay
I've
there?
got family in Utah right now too that just moved there. They're all moving there also.
Utah?
I mean, they're moving out of California. So like you mentioned that you go to Wyoming for the whole off season. Well, I love that.
Like a cowboy.
Like who else do we just have?
Dude, everybody.
That's in Wyoming though.
We just had a coach.
The former GM of the LA Kings. What's Dean Lombardi? You ever run into him over there in Wyoming?
Yeah, no. I haven't seen Dean, but the LA they used to have a hockey camp there in the summer, and then the Florida Panthers this year I think they were going from Vancouver to Winnipeg, and they stopped there. Did a little team building thing and skated. And there's a ton of guys right across in Idaho. Bobby Ryan used to be there. Now he's all the way up in Gosser. But But yeah, man, once you get out there, it's a tough place to leave.
Yeah, but you like the Gazer thing, like Andy and I don't get invited out there. That's on a different level. Did they want you to be a part of that group in Gazer? Because I mean, Wyoming's beautiful. Like, what do you? Let me rephrase the question. What are you doing in Wyoming? You got a cabin.
He's fly fishing, dude.
Are you fly fishing? Are you wrestling bears like Andy used to do? Do you?
Yeah, no. It's
what do you do, man?
A lot of golf, a lot of hiking. I'm hoping to get a little bit more into the fly fishing this year because it's so good out there on Snake River, and then Idaho. It's supposed to be really, really good. But we actually, we came across a couple bears last summer on some of the hikes. No grizzlies yet, thank God.
Well,
just some black bears.
You gotta listen. You got to watch out for that because it happened to me. I had my family out at Lake Tahoe,
Andy, come on.
And we came across the bear on the hike. Man, you got to know what to do in those situations. Now, if it's a little black bear, it's not going to bother you, though, right, Brooks? I mean, it's not going to bother you.
No, unless they have a cover around, you don't startle it. Yeah, they want nothing to do with us. But the grizzlies, I don't think you want to get too close there.
The grizzlies are out there,
Herbie,
though.
listen,
Are you
Andy saw a tree stump, and then he talks about this on a podcast, and no one fucking believes him.
Well, it was. I left my whole family. I didn't know what to do.
He ran away from his 3 kids and his wife.
My oldest daughter came with me, actually.
Yeah,
we went running. I did everything you're not supposed to do. But do you carry bear spray with you on the hikes?
Yeah, and I mean, at first you're like, I don't need bear spray, and then you talk to all the locals, and they're like, you better have bear spray on you. And those are the experienced people, so you're like, all right, you should probably listen to the more experienced.
What would you
people,
have, Cam?
Oh, I'd have a weapon on me for sure. No,
yeah.
Do you carry? Are you a gun guy? Do you carry weapons around?
No, I usually carry a knife with me, but
that's what I would do.
I ain't gonna go through that. It's not gonna penetrate
box
shit.
cutter.
No, it's not going to stop a grizzly bear by any means.
So when we asked Dean when he was up there, I'm like, what's the most threatening animal you have to deal with? And you would think he'd say this and that and the other. Well, what do you think he said? What would you say the most threatening animal up there that you have to deal with on a daily basis if you're cruising around hiking? What would you say?
Man, I don't know. I mean,
he's like my neighbor's chihuahua that won't
moose,
shut the
I don't
fuck
know.
up.
Yeah.
No, rattlesnakes, dude. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
The rattlesnakes, man. Hiding, bathing on the rocks. They'll give you a warning. They'll give you a warning, but they could scare your
What kind
horse.
of warning?
They'll rattle their goddamn rattle.
Oh, yeah.
Andy, they're rattlesnakes.
You hear that?
Yes, they that's what they give you, a warning sign.
Yeah.
But they could scare your horse and you could break your neck. When
Hey, are you
fall
close
off.
to Jackson? Is that where you are?
Yeah, we're right in Jackson Hole, so I'll be flying there. And they used to have a direct from Boston, which was awesome, and then COVID screwed that up. So it's a little bit tougher getting out there, but nothing too bad.
Hey, before we move on, how's the summer traffic though? It gets crowded there in the summertime, doesn't it?
It does. Like last summer, it's crazy because the population's like 9,500, and then the 2 COVID years, right? Like everybody was kind of restricted of what you could do, and everybody was isolated. So with all the national parks out there, everybody was coming out there, and it was. I think they use all like the cell phone data, right? And it's they were getting like 70,000 people coming through town. But it is funny listening to the locals complain about what they term traffic.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
come from a big city there, and it's like, oh man, I got slowed down by 5 minutes today, so it really threw me off.
Hey, you ever have to use that knife? You ever have to use that? You ever have to pull the knife?
You opened the box up the other day, Andy.
Yeah. No, not yet, thankfully. Like I said, like even the couple bears that we came across last year, the little black bears, like they saw you and they wanted nothing to do with us. So
They're scary.
but it's always peace of mind to have it with you, though.
Oh yeah.
So are you busy now? I know you're an assistant coach.
No, he's doing like player development with the
and that too.
Caps.
I was just about to get to that.
Okay, sorry.
I was just about to get to that, Andy. So are you busy? I mean, can you kind of do what you want? Like, how's your schedule look?
Yeah, well, a little bit. It's funny. Like my when I got done playing, I had this idea. I was just going to take a whole year off and just slow down and figure out what I wanted to do. And I was actually lucky. Brian McClellan with Washington, the GM, came to me, and sometimes the people around you know you better than yourself, or at least better than you want to admit. And I think he kind of knew that, man, I'd probably get halfway through the year and drive myself crazy without having something with some sort of purpose to do. So it was good. I did it part-time my first year, the player development with Washington, and then I started volunteering back at Boston College with Jerry York, because I was going back to finish my degree. And then before I knew it, I was doing the player development, the volunteer coaching, which was like an hour commute each way, and then trying to take a few college classes too, which was a tough transition back into school after 20 years off. So I went from thinking I was going to take a year off to having way too much on my plate and being way too overcommitted, especially with two young ones. And now, so I stopped doing the college coaching just because it was too much. And really, I wanted to be able to do the Washington stuff the best that I could, and then still have the flexibility with the kids' schedule. So I think I'm in a better spot here. Like I really enjoyed doing both, but it was probably a little too much.
Yeah, man, a little too much. You've been busy your whole life, but like, what classes did you go back, and why go back? Like, what was the purpose of, like, what do you want to achieve with it?
Yeah, it was funny. So I went back, and everybody's like, "Holy cow, I can't believe you're going back!" And I couldn't believe it either. It was way different, like with the online platform and like trying to navigate that. And it's like, holy cow, what, like, I was like pulling my hairs out the first couple of weeks. I'm like, I'm never going to get through this. And then once you get the grasp of that, it was pretty easy. And it was just different. Like 20 years ago, you're young, you're in college. It's like, obviously you got the social life that is a top priority when you're there. And then it's really just hockey, and you're doing I look back, I hate saying this, but I was probably doing the bare minimum just to get by academically, because most of my focus was going towards hockey. And then with hockey being over with, you come back into it and you're like, man, like you got a little bit more time, and obviously a slightly different point of view when you're in your 40s compared to 17, 18 years old. And some of the stuff that you kind of laughed at, I mean, you couldn't find really a reason of why they were teaching this stuff. You see the reasoning behind it now. So I actually really enjoyed it. I put a lot more time and effort into it too. But
what class was it? Like, what was it?
Calculus, advanced calculus.
What was it? Was it math?
No,
really?
No, it was no. There was no math. Like it was, and I kind of did things backwards, to be honest. Like I'd done all my elective classes, which were nice. So I had a lot of core classes left, and they were like philosophy and theology, stuff like that. Stuff that I was like, man, I can't believe I got to do this. This is not going to be interesting. And I got lucky. I got some great teachers that were, they didn't give me any advantage, like going back. Like I think they understood my situation, but it was still pretty tough. But the stuff, like even the theology and philosophy, which I thought I was going to hate, like I said, I got great professors that like made it interesting. So stuff like that. Like I took one class that was like a mindfulness class. That was more, I mean, that one was a little bit different. I thought it was going to be kind of a waste of time, which was actually awesome. But yeah, no, it was something I was close. And I promised so many people when I made the decision to leave school early, I'd go back and finish. So I wanted to do it for them. And then having two young kids too, I was like, man, this would be cool if I could actually graduate and then actually like walk and get a diploma and have my two girls see me do it. So that was definitely part of the motivation.
What was your grade point average? What was your grade point average?
Man, you know, I don't know what it finished up at. I know when I went back after playing, it was like a 3.7.
Yes.
And it was definitely far below that. The first time around, I know that.
Hey,
yeah.
Philosophy. That sounds brutal.
It's very hard.
I'd rather go back to like American history or something.
Did they honor your scholarship, or did you have to pay tuition?
No, I paid. That's what I tell people now, because I'm like, yeah, like I really valued it a lot more. And people are like, yeah, no kidding, like because you were paying out of pocket for it, and it's not cheap these days either. I was like, that was a little surprising, but no, it was. I thought maybe I would fall under the program because Boston College has a program for like all like the younger guys now that sign NHL contracts. They can go back and they honor the contract or the scholarship.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They told me that they started the program after I finished up. So
yeah,
I guess
now you're an alumni. Now you get the letters in the mail being like, we would like you to donate.
Can you donate money?
Some money to us so we can have a new library.
We know what you made. Can you please donate? Sir?
Yeah. Those start coming really quick as soon as you graduate. Yeah.
I know.
Not that I know, but
hey, did the professors, they know who you are? Were they like, Brooks, I'm going to call on you first.
You're going first, Brooks. Thank you.
No, you know what's funny? Like none of the teachers really cared, and I don't think anybody like there weren't many hockey fans. But there was one guy, and I had him, and he actually, it was funny. He did an online class. In the first class, he had a Seattle Kraken shirt on. So I was like, oh, maybe this isn't a bad thing. And then we got going, and I'm like, I think he just lives out there. I don't think he's really a hockey fan.
No, he's not.
And he didn't say anything to me the entire semester. He actually wrote like a really nice email to me. He was like, yeah, I didn't want to embarrass you in front of any other students. And I was like, oh, so it was, he might have given me a couple breaks here and there, which was good.
Yeah.
So.
He probably just found out.
Hey, listen, man, I give you a lot of respect for going back there and doing that, especially when you really don't need to, but great example for the kids and all of that. So I think it's cool that you went back and did that. So as a player development guy, first off, before I get into that, I got to add, like, Brian McClellan is like the most, like no one really knows much about him as a GM there in Washington. We've had a ton of GMs that have been on with us. We love talking to the GMs. We just had Ron Francis on, kind of kicking it around with him. We've had a bunch on. We have not had him on yet, and we need to do that. But, like, what should we know about him? Like, is he a guy who, like, is he good with the young guys? Yeah. Is he we don't know much about him. He's kind of like under the radar.
Yeah, and I think he kind of likes it that way. I mean, he's great. Like I remember the first time. I mean, he's a huge guy. I don't know if you guys remember him when he played like back. I think he might have been on that Stanley Cup winning team in 88 in Calgary. And he's just a huge guy, and like he's pretty quiet at first. And then once you get to know him, he's actually he's an awesome guy, really funny. But a lot of the younger players I think are very intimidated by him because like I said, if you don't know him, he can come across as a lot of the younger guys. Oh man, he's scary. He's like this big guy. He doesn't talk a ton. And I'm like, oh no, he talks. Just go talk to him. So I think a lot of younger guys are maybe a little nervous to go talk to him, but no, he's awesome, and he's done a great job there. He took over for George McPhee there, and that was something. I think him and George grew up together playing, and then I know they played at Bowling Green together, so they've always been really tight.
Yeah, man. He's 6'3". Yeah, he won a cup 1989, man. The Al McInnes team.
89, yeah. I was off by a year there.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Hey, when did you start crushing kids?
I know. I wanted to ask him
Were
that.
you 4 years old? They signed you up for the little learn to play, and kids are just leaving the ice crying. When did you start loving the idea that I'm going to be a physical presence?
Yeah, no, you know what? I got a pretty late start in hockey because we moved from California to Buffalo. There was no hockey in California when I was there. That was, I think the Kings were the only team in the state back then. So San Jose would have been the closest, but they didn't have a team yet. So I didn't start skating until I think I was 7 or 8 when we moved to Buffalo. Then started playing house league hockey. And then even then I started going even when I started getting a little bit better at hockey, I was always I was never big. I remember until 8th grade. I think 8th grade I grew 10 inches one year, and I think I grew 10 inches and put it barely any weight on. So I was so skinny. And then so finally, I think it was probably until I was 15. I really wasn't all that physical up until my body started developing a little bit. And then I always made an attempt to, if you're a good skater and a lot of hitting is timing, right? But my body, until really my senior year of high school, I was really, really underdeveloped.
Yeah. Growing up in San Francisco, back then, it was a better city. Now it's kind of gone to shit. So when you're living in San Francisco, big time. But when you're living in San Francisco, you got rolling hills, you got beauty everywhere, and all of a sudden your mom and dad are we're moving to Buffalo, and you're yay, cool, Buffalo. And then you get to Buffalo, and you're oh fuck,
it's freezing.
It's gray.
You can't even see the house across the street because the snow. Listen, my whole family's from there, man. I spent a ton of time in Buffalo. I lived there when I was a young kid. You went to Nichols Academy. I think that's where Christian Leitner went back in the day, man. That's like a legendary prep school, isn't it?
Yeah, he was at Nichols School. He was actually he was our 8th grade graduation speaker, actually. Christian Leitner. Yeah, that was awesome.
92.
But yeah, it was a great play. I went to middle school there, and they had their own rink. Then they had like a little like practice rink hooked onto that. So it was an awesome place to go when you were younger. And in Buffalo too, like as a kid growing up in like sports town, it's awesome people, like the hockey in Buffalo, and then the proximity to Southern Ontario is great too, like growing up. But I had a great time growing up there. I think it was a little bit of a shock from my mom because she was from Southern California, and then I'd probably never seen snow. So she probably still isn't over that move.
It was like the first like big snowstorm because Buffalo just got rocked a year ago. Remember they had like 25 inches?
But every winter they do.
Every winter at Lake
The
Effect
lake
snow.
effect, yep.
And your mom's probably like, we're going to get a little bit of snow. Oh, nice. And all of a sudden like 40 inches hits you and you're stuck in your house for 3 days.
Yeah. You don't tiptoe into the snow when you move there, and it's but it's weird too because it's like it's not really predictable because all that lake effect snow, like you can get 2 feet where we are, and 3 miles south they might not get anything. It's all those bands coming off, so you're just always constantly got to be ready. But you know what's great? Like growing up, I don't even know if I got a snow day off in school because they're so like good at plowing and dealing with it. Yeah. So. I mean, man, my kids here, they get school when they anticipate 2 inches of snow the night before, and then you wind up getting rain, and they got the whole day off. So that's a whole nother conversation.
Brooksy, welcome to St. Louis, Missouri, dude.
Yeah,
like they'll call off schools in a week beforehand.
They'll just say like there's snow in the forecast, and it may not even snow, but they call it off like 24 hours beforehand. It's like there will be no school on Tuesday. It's Sunday, but there's snow in the forecast.
Everybody's got to stop what they're doing. Now I got to rearrange my schedule and fucking get off. I mean, good God.
I know, it's crazy. Hey, so the hockey part of it, though, man, you started to excel. Obviously, you're a first-round pick. You choose Boston College. So, you know, what was that recruiting process like, man? Were people kind of pulling you in all different directions? Like, why'd you end up picking BC?
Yeah, it was a little weird. Like, growing up in Buffalo, I was actually friends with the Sittler family. So, like, Daryl Sittler, and then his son Ryan was, I think, 7th overall to the Flyers. He's probably, I don't know, maybe 7-8 years older than me, and he was a kid that I really looked up to. He actually went to Nichols School, so he was one of the guys that I kind of idolized growing up. And he went to University of Michigan, and because of that, I followed him, and I always wanted to go to University of Michigan. And then I got to a point, I got drafted by the London Knights. I remember telling them before the OHL draft that I definitely wasn't going. And then that kind of changed. I actually went up to a couple of their camps. Paul McIntosh was running the team then. And I'm trying to think who was playing there at the time. Like Rico Fata was a big name. Johnny Erskine was there. And I was actually, that was like the first like hard decision I had to make. Was I going to go play college or was I going to go there? And it seemed like a really good opportunity. And even when I said no to them, I still was kind of thinking in my head, maybe this is the best kind of option for me. And then I decided to go to do my last 2 years of prep school in just a little bit south of Boston at Thayer Academy. And then I think just being around Boston, naturally, like you get caught up in kind of the excitement of college hockey in Boston. And there were a bunch of guys from like Western New York, like Marty Reisner and Brian Gianta, like Jeff Farkas. They were all going to BC ahead of me. So they had a pretty good pipeline going from there. And then the prep school I was at, they're like Mike Motto and another guy, Kevin Caulfield, that went there. So I had a lot of guys that I was friends with or kind of looked up to, like growing up, that were going there. So, and then once I went on the visit, I kind of just, I don't know, it seemed the most comfortable out of all the visits I took. So
yeah, you bring up Johnny Erskine, man, like he was tough.
Threw down the pipe, baby, from downtown.
That guy was so tough, man.
We're trying to get him on, by the way.
He's one of the he's one of the most underrated tough guys, probably, Cam. You know,
Andy,
like,
you're 100%.
Yeah,
he could really.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. He actually, my first year when I went from Pittsburgh to Washington as a free agent, Johnny was still there for a year, but he was coming off neck surgery. And then that kind of ended his career. His neck was pretty banged up, but yeah, like what an awesome guy. And like you said, yeah, he was scary tough.
And a good defenseman.
Yeah.
He was hard to play against.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, so when you first got to Pitt, and I know people asked you this before, but I'm curious. Because Mario, obviously, the owner, came back, started playing. You're a young kid. But, like, you know that he's the owner, and I know he's trying to fit in and be normal in the locker room, and rightfully so. But as the young guys on that team, when you guys went out and you're going to dinner, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna have a couple more cocktails. Did you look at Mario like he's a teammate, or did you look at him like, damn, he's in all the decision making about who gets sent down, who gets this? I don't want him seeing me drink these extra cocktails. Like, was that in your mindset? Because that kind of would have freaked me out as a bubble guy in my career, to not do anything stupid in front of the owner, who is also your teammate. You know?
Yeah, no, like, it's because people like ask that all the time, and it's you'll probably never see that set up again in pro sports, right? Where the owner's a player, and you're getting your paycheck every 2 weeks, and it's signed by your teammate. And but it was weird because like yeah, as a younger guy, you couldn't help but be a little bit nervous around him. And he's such like a big guy. He just has that presence to him. Like, he's so smooth. Like you'd go out to a restaurant or a club, like whether it was like, and it could be in like Miami where nobody knows hockey, and it's like he just has that kind of like presence and aura around him. Like, he'll walk in somewhere and the whole place stops, even if they don't know who he is. You know, he just like, and it's funny because when you get to know him, like, I don't think he necessarily loves that. Like, he just kind of wants to be just like everybody else. And kind of going back to your original question, yeah, like he doesn't want you to be nervous around him. But I definitely was early on, like, for sure.
Well, yeah, it's like, imagine being a young guy, you're in the locker room, and like, you'd be in the locker room with the Devils, and like Lou came in, everybody stops what they're doing, like, oh God, don't tell the stories. But like, I'm a storyteller. Guys want to know what I did. I was a young kid. I could just see these young kids in the locker room, like, God, last night I was hanging out with these girls, and all of a sudden Mario walks in, you're like, oh, nothing, drinking protein shakes, and I went to bed at 9:30. You know, like, that's just kind of maybe an awkward situation once in a while. But
yeah, and I came in like my rookie year. I came in with Ryan Malone, and everybody knows Ryan. Like he's not nervous around anybody, no filter, right? And he, so it was funny, like, you know, like he was kind of a good icebreaker there because, and Mario loved him just like everybody else does. But that was kind of like the first time where like you'd be like, man, like, yeah, he doesn't view us any differently than the guys his age. So yeah, having Bugsy be the icebreaker was pretty good.
Okay, so so Sidney comes in though, like he's a rookie and he's living with Mario. So like Mario's on the team, you got Sid like living with him.
Yeah.
Like how did they interact like to one another? Like was everyone even kind of nervous around Sid even though he was a rookie because he's living with Mario, or was it like, was he one of the boys like right off the bat?
No, he was great right away. And it was crazy. That was coming after that lockout year, the full year lockout. So him and Ovechkin had, I mean, so much pressure on them as young guys to kind of get the league back on track. Probably an unfair amount of pressure looking back on it. But no, he was awesome right from day one. Sid was great. And then, yeah, I mean, like, it was probably a little bit different having him live with the owner / teammate, right? So, but that was coming. I remember we made a bunch of big signings after that, after the draft with like Johnny Leclerc and Ziggy Palffy, Mark Recchi, I think Sergei Gonchar too. So, so we had a much like better veteran presence after that year, which I think kind of helped with Sid coming in instead of like the previous year. I think it was all, I mean, we might have had like 10 or 11 rookies. And that was right before him was kind of the year. I remember we finished and it was all these rumors that we were moving to Kansas City to play in that Sprint Center. So we all like, none of us own places. We just kind of packed up everything. We're like, all right, well, we'll find out where we're going sometime this summer.
Hey, so like, you know, in practice, the first, I remember like when we were young with David Perron, Perry was so skilled in practice, and he'd do all this stuff and toe drag guys and make Keith Kachuk look foolish, and Walt would lose his mind because he was so skilled, and he worked his ass off in practice, but he kind of would He'd make you look foolish once in a while. But when you're practicing with Sid, like, he must have had the puck the whole damn time in every single drill. Like, where guys like, how do I defend this guy? Like, I got to slow him down somehow. Like, what did you notice out of Sid right off the bat when you first started seeing this kid do his thing?
Yeah, like I think, like I mean, like he's so good at everything, right? And his competitiveness, but like I think it was the pace that he did everything at. It was like so much faster than everybody else. And then his work ethic too. I mean, like I can count on 2 or 3 fingers, like the hardest working guys I've ever played with, and he's definitely on those 3, if not number 1. But and it's like that every day. So it's. Because I always say, like, for coaches, like, it must be such a dream having him. Because in practice, it's like when your best player is the hardest working player, like everybody else kind of just follows. So you're never worried about that with him. But yeah, like just his overall pace, and then I mean, you could go down a laundry list of attributes with him. But that's probably the thing, especially at that age, that stuck out the most was like. He could do stuff that everybody else could do, but he could do it at a speed that nobody else could do on that.
I remember going to watching one of your morning skates, by the way, at the old Igloo before when all the rumors were going on, and I sat in a seat and I stood up and I had gum all over my the back of my pants and I'm like, get this team the hell out of here, you know. But hey, Mario came to the rescue and you know, obviously it's the best thing that ever happened that you guys stayed there.
He still wears those pants.
Listen, when you took the shot and you broke Sidney's, like, his face, his jaw, whatever, hit him right in the face. I mean, you had to have felt, and I could tell the look on your face, man. That has got to be the most empty feeling, not only because it's a teammate, but also who it is. And it's such an accident. It's such a fluke thing, man. I remember TJ Oshie hit Big Walt, hit Keith Tkachuk right in the face, man. And the puck actually ricocheted off his mouth and went into the net. He actually scored a goal on the play. But what's going through your mind throughout that situation when his mouth is just exploded on the ice, man? Of all players, it's Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, I mean, and it happened so fast. I remember it was an afternoon game. We were playing at home, and it hit the defender's shin pad, I think.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
And so but it didn't really slow it down at all. It just kind of changed direction a little bit. So it hit him hard. And he went off, and so we finished the game, and looking back, I mean, obviously, you feel so bad, and the stretch he had, the way he was playing there was maybe the best hockey I've ever seen him play up until that point. So it couldn't have come at a worse time. And no, so I remember after, and I'm you're thinking in your head, just best case scenario, hopefully it's just a bad cut or something, and then I find out afterwards. But he's already gone. He's already at the hospital. So I'm like, holy cow. So get showered up, and I'm like, well, I'm going to the hospital. So I drive to the hospital, and it's his dad was there, and then Kathy, his girlfriend, was there, and Sid was great about it. I mean, he's like, hey, it's just an act, but you feel so bad and guilty about you being the one that took the shot that glanced off this guy. And
you should feel bad.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm actually pissing you right now, Herbie. How dare you do that?
Hey, but
I know.
But I could see Sidney being like, listen,
dude, he's a warrior,
it's such
man.
an accident, such a fluke thing. But that's got to be an empty feeling, though.
He just seems. He does everything right. He's never really been in a jam. I know he has his injuries, but he doesn't say anything stupid. He's never got caught doing anything stupid. Did he party with you guys when you guys went out? I know he's not partying every night, and I get that. But when shit goes down, you got a couple days off, and the guys want to get out. Is he hanging like a real person?
Yeah, no, he's awesome. I mean, I think he's just smart and kind of careful, right? He's not going to go out in public and do anything that puts him in a bad spot. But so I think he's pretty selective with where he goes, or I think he'd probably rather just have a house party, so it's just us. But he's always been real kind of just conscious of making smart decisions like that, because he knows, especially in Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's not a big city.
No.
And everywhere we'd go, you're like, man, this guy, hey, and don't get me wrong, it's pretty good being Sidney Crosby, I'm sure, but I'm sure there's some days where he's like, man, I just wish I could go to the mall or go to this place and just not be noticed, right?
Nope.
But he was fully aware of that and embraced it, and But no, he's awesome. You know,
Yeah,
like,
so Bugsy's not calling him at 2 a.m. like, hey, we're still partying now. And Sid's like, yeah.
not many people can go at Bugsy's speed either, right?
Come on, Sid, come on tonight.
But you know what? Those guys are used to it. They grow up being in the spotlight too, man.
Shit.
You know, those are different breeds. But you're like the only guy in hockey history, or in history, to win a Stanley Cup with both Crosby and Ovechkin. Like nobody else can say that. Like when Crosby wins his first cup, did you sense, like, was it different for when Ovi won the cup because he had been in the league longer, he was older, there was so much pressure, people second-guessing, you know, Ovechkin. He had never gotten past the first round, I don't think, you know, before he won the cup. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, man, but, like, just the release of emotion for Ovechkin when he won, like, describe that versus, you know, Sidney winning.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it. I think for Ovi, I think I mean, as excited as he was, I think it was almost kind of a feeling of relief more than anything, right? Because he had all that expectation, and then especially with Sid, I think already having 3 under his belt, and whether it's fair or not, like those guys came in the league same time, and then they're just always kind of compared and kind of held up against each other. And I think the media might have created more of a kind of, there was a rivalry there, but especially before we were in different divisions. So it was more of an artificial rivalry, I thought. And then Sid won it pretty early, and you're like, okay, well, especially with all these other younger guys with Jordan Staal and Fleury and Malkin, it's like, man, this is going to be the first of a bunch. And then he actually won a decent stretch before he won his second one, you know. So it was a lot different feeling. I think it was like just so much excitement with Sid, and thought it was kind of just the start of things to come, which obviously now it has 3. So, and then Ovi, it felt way different. And maybe that's why partying was that hard in Washington. After.
I was going to ask you about that, man. I mean, Ovi in the fountain, you got Osh going crazy. Like where were you at and all that? Who was
were you waterboarding yourself like Osh?
Who was your running mate like during that celebration?
Man, it was. I'll tell you, it was everybody, and it was such an awesome group. But I will say we got to about day 9 or 10, and I think everybody was on the same page. Like it was literally just like, all right, I'll pay whatever I got to do to get out of the city now. Like my body literally is going to shut down. So it was, we had our fun. And then, and actually today I got a bunch of text messages on my phone, because we still got an awesome group chat with the Washington team today. June 7th was the day we won it in Vegas. So I think it's been 5 years already since then. So
wow.
Do you stay in Vegas?
Yeah, we stayed in Vegas, and I remember we were down going into the third period, and that may have come up in between periods. Like, hey guys, let's not screw this one up because we're staying overnight here. So,
oh God, what'd you guys do? What'd you do, Herbie? What'd you do?
It was nobody. I think only 2 guys slept, and they were the only 2 guys that were late for the plane. Everybody else just kind of stumbled right to it. But yeah, no, it was awesome. And all the families were down. So I think we did something with the families at the hotel right after. And then,
and you left them?
Yeah. After that,
you guys stay
after
here.
That, it was just guys. Yeah.
No shit.
You know, it was cool. We wound up going to some, I think it was called like Hakan or something like that. Hawkinson, the club. And Ovi was buddies with Tiesto, and he just happened to be playing there that night. Oh. So, yeah, it was a good night. Yeah,
DJ Tiesto, baby.
Hey,
yes.
How did all your teammates react to you going to Washington? Because, listen, the media has always, made it, like this rivalry. It's not just Sid and Ovi. It's like Pittsburgh and Washington too, man. You guys were always going toe to toe, unbelievable games. And I don't blame you at all for going, man. They gave you the big contract, so yeah, you got to do what you got to do. But was that even weird for you to tell your boys in Pittsburgh, hey, man, I'm signing with Washington?
No, it was the timing just kind of worked out because Ray Shiro was the GM, Dan Bilesma was the coach there, and they both wound up getting fired that year. So there was going to be so much changeover, and then Matty Niskanen, who's a good friend of mine, his contract was also up, and our wives are really good friends. So I think we always kind of hoped that, maybe we could go somewhere and play together, but it's probably like cap wise not going to work. So we didn't put too much into it. And then, so then we got to a point where, and just like anybody, like I played in Pittsburgh for, I think 10 or 11 years. So you get to a certain point where you're like, oh, well, I'll probably just play my whole career here. And then, you say that, but that doesn't usually happen with most guys. And then we got to a point, I think, probably a few weeks before free agency where we were just, we're kind of just committed and excited to do something different. And there was a lot of uncertainty with where the Penguins organization was going in terms of GM, coach. And so we decided to do that. And then it came together quick. I remember kind of had down to 3 teams and then getting a call from Niski the night before free agency. And he was like, hey, he's like, what are the teams you're like considering? And then we both brought up Washington, and he was like, we're like doing the math. Like, I don't think these are going to work because we were both getting overpaid. And, but yeah, no, it was, I remember doing a visit, and it was like, I don't know, like I love the city, and I just kind of love the energy. I met with Barry Trotz, and anyone who knows Trotz.
Oh yeah, we had him on.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of the best people you'll meet in hockey, and he was, to be honest, he's probably the main reason I decided to go there. Yeah. There were some other reasons, but and I'm glad I did. That was one of the coolest things too, is when we won, being able to win it with Barry. And I think everybody on the team would have said that.
You friends with Tommy Wilson? We love him too. We had him on too. I mean, a big, tough, handsome kid. Like, does he own that town? I know he's a kind of a quiet guy. Like I could see him just kind of being a chill dude, but like, he's kind of a perfect hockey player for that market.
Yeah, no, he what a great guy too. And that's where it's like, cause like, especially like, like then when I was playing for Washington and a lot of friends in Pittsburgh and like even friends in media, and they just want to crucify this guy. And I'm like, man, like, I'm telling you, like this, like you can ask my daughters, you can ask my wife. I mean, this kid is the best, like he, especially away from hockey. And I think everybody at times, you're guilty. Like, you watch hockey and you just associate with how a guy plays. Well, that must be how he is off the ice. And usually it's the opposite. Yeah. And that's definitely the case with Tommy. I mean, he's got time for everybody, like just super polite, nice kid. So
we love him.
Yeah, no. And obviously just an awesome hockey player, that just keeps getting better and better. So, no. He's still a good buddy of mine. Yeah. Hopefully I'll see him. I don't know if he's in DC for the whole summer or not, but I'll probably see him at some point this summer.
So what were your first impressions of Obi? Like, what were your impressions of him playing against him and then like being his teammate? Like, you just came from Crosby, who you said is one of the most, top 3 hardest working players ever.
Yeah.
This guy is probably genetically one of the top 3 specimens in the history of the game. You look at Obi in terms of how he's built. Different players, man, but like two legends. Like, you're so fortunate. So like, break down Obi for us.
Yeah, you know what? And I remember there's this guy, there's a reporter in Pittsburgh asked me, like, talk about the similarities between Ovi and Sid. And I said, man, it's a really hard question, and I have a ton of respect for both guys, and they both are superstars, but they go about achieving that success in completely different ways. And is there a right or wrong way? I think that it's just different, right? Like, different stuff works for different guys. And but no, man, Ovi's kind of exactly what you would imagine, but like, he's just like fun loving, like on and off the ice. He's probably reckless, right? Like he, like unlike Sid, like Ovi will go out anywhere. Like, he'll go out and party anywhere and talk to anybody, like he's not really worried about what other people think of him. Which is fun, like, I'm sure other people are uncomfortable living their life that way, but it's actually fun to be around. And no, I mean, it's amazing though to see, I didn't believe it this year when I saw how little time he's missed in his career. Cause you see the way, even now, the way he plays, it's like the durability that guy has had is just crazy.
Who got more attention when you went on the road, Ovi or Sid?
Man, that's hard to say. I mean, like it's, I hate to give you a boring answer, but it's
good.
probably about the same. Like, like, and it was really cool. Like, I think like the Western Canada trip was always cool because you only did it once a year, but the amount of attention those guys were getting in Western Canada was crazy.
Yeah. And Ovi like embraced it more probably when you went places. And I think that's healthy as a leader on the team. If he works hard, that wants to be in the mix like that a little bit, I think that's kind of healthy. You know, everybody else wants to do it. Your leaders doing it too. I don't know.
But I would imagine Crosby going back to Canada. It's just like a whole different, just
level
of
being
attention.
Canadian,
you know,
like there's no blending in. And I mean, like you're going to Joey's in Calgary and Ovi's pulling up a seat right in the middle of the restaurant, you know, like he's not trying to hide and he'll interact with fans. And like I say, he's got both those guys got time for everybody. Right. But one guy's probably a little more selective with where he goes and doesn't go.
That's why I heard Sid loved Halloween, man. Cause he could just go out and he could be in disguise. Nobody knew who he was.
You
know, and just do his
totally.
thing. Hey, I heard that like in Pittsburgh, man, you were kind of like a coach on the bench, like, and you would give it to Geno Malkin. Like if Malkin would turn pucks over or he made soft plays, Brooks had no problem. He'd have no problem yelling down the bench, you know, let's go, Geno, quit. You know, so you kind of had that, right? That leadership part of it, especially in Pittsburgh, and you may not have a coach like, you know, Dan Bilesman. Maybe he doesn't have that type of presence on the bench where he's that guy. You know, sometimes as a teammate, you got to step up and do it, right? So you didn't mind doing that, did you?
Yeah, I mean, you got to pick your spots, right? Like you can't do it all the time. And let's be honest, I was making a lot more mistakes than Geno was, that's for sure. But no, I had a great, I actually roomed with Geno. That was back when you had a roommate until you had 600 games in the league.
Oh my God.
We can all laugh at it now.
So dumb.
And it was even better that they changed the rule when I finally got to 600 games. But
yeah, right.
Oh shit, dude.
But no, like so I roomed with Geno. Like I had so much respect for Geno. He was a fun guy, and like I think that was like the healthy part of like that team is like we would all kind of challenge each other and go back and forth with each other, and it was all short-lived, and it was all kind of just to get the best out of each other in the group. But yeah, no, it was good. It was never anything personal. I think all those teams I played on in Pittsburgh, like we always had a great group of guys that got along really well.
Does he remember your name, or does he call you Herbie like we do? Because apparently he forgets everybody's name, Geno.
Yeah, no, I played with him long enough. He knew me. Yeah. But if you were a call-up guy, I don't know.
Hey, let me ask you this though. I love anytime we get anybody on, you obviously read about them, look up the highlights, and God, did you motherfuck guys up? You crush guys so bad. And there's this one clip where you hit like 6 guys in 15 seconds. It's at home, it's during the playoffs.
Against Detroit, man.
Crowd's going.
Dallas Drake took 2 of the hits.
He got rocked. Let me ask you, though.
He would have hit you back, 5 years before that.
He would have had a back check hit on you, dude. But did anybody ever get pissed? I know you fought here and there, but did anybody ever get pissed? Because you fucking put guys down, dude. Did anybody ever get pissed? Like, hey, man, you got to, you're hitting these guys, you're hurting them. You need to stick up and fight because maybe somebody else on the team has to do that job too because you got a dead body laying on the ice. Like, did people give you shit for that?
No, not too bad. I mean, I definitely wasn't a guy that went looking for that. And when I played in Pittsburgh, like we had a lot of guys. I played with some really tough guys in Pittsburgh that. And they almost told me Godsey, Derek England, Big Mac was with us, and like Mike Rupp was with us for a while, Aaron Asham, like we always had tough teams, and guys were, but I remember I played with Engel for a while, I played with Godsey for a long time, and those guys, they were like, man, do your thing, and don't worry about that, I don't need you getting hurt doing this, so they're like, once in a while, yeah, do it. But And then when I got to Washington, we probably didn't have that kind of lineup. So probably fought a little bit more in Washington. But yeah, no, that was, yeah, like I said, it was, I don't think I ever gotten in too bad of spots with that, but it was definitely part of the game.
Yeah, it's kind of like, because you have that reputation, like maybe you didn't fight a ton, but all of a sudden I'm looking for your fights today, and I see you just feeding it to Steve Ott. I mean, to Otter. I'm like,
down, Otter.
Otter. And you fought Matthew Tkachuk too, but like, what's your take then? Like every big open ice hit, man, we see a melee break out on the ice, and it's like a line brawl. Like, that's got to drive you crazy.
Yeah, it's tough. Like even watching that game the other night, like you wake up and people want to try to say Matthew Tkachuk's hit is it clean or is it dirty? And it's like how can you look at that and think that's dirty at all, right? Like it's unfortunate because Eichel was falling a little bit, so probably turned out worse than it would have. But yeah, you see a lot of that kind of response. I don't know. It's funny you brought those two guys up because like guys would always laugh with me. They're like, man, it takes a lot to really kind of set you off or piss you off. And I said, yeah, it's kind of a build up. And I remember with those two guys, it was always kind of a build up. But yeah, no, it's. Did
Otter drive you crazy? What did he do to build? What did he do to build it up?
Crazy. I remember I played against him. Man, I think our first year he was playing and I was in Wilkes-Barre. I think he was playing for Utah back when they were like with Dallas. And so yeah, like we battled every year. And he's one of those guys that was like he was fun and not fun to play against. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys know him. Like just mouth going the whole time. Would love to have him on your team. Tkachuk same way. Like both awesome players. Yeah, but they would drive you crazy.
Otter's a good coach, man.
He's a damn good. He was a good teammate too, man. Everybody loves Otter, especially in
St. Louis.
And I see
you hate him when he plays against.
I know, and I see him working with the kids.
He'll cross check you.
Oh yeah,
he'll piss you off. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this, and we just had Shawn Thornton on the pod, and we talked about the incident with you and him. And I believe you put Louis Eriksson down, and he was pissed.
Joe Vitale says it's the loudest hit he's ever seen. Was the hit on Louis Eriksson.
You put him downtown Chinatown, and then Shawn Thornton comes up and grabs you, and it didn't look, and of all the things that you watch, like it didn't look that bad, but he caught you, and it fucked you up. Like, can you explain that whole scene? And again, like, you know, he jumped you and he kind of caught you in a weird spot, but if you really look at it, didn't think that you just pop back up, but you didn't. So, like, explain that whole scenario.
No, you know, it's not like Thornton and I mean, well, even today we're friends, but before that we were really good friends. Just from like, I think, like back to my first year, I was in Wilkes-Barre. He was in St. John's. One of my college buddies was playing with him, so I got to know him then. And then during the lockouts, and then even being in Boston, skating in the summers and like before camp, I would skate, work out with those guys. And he's an awesome guy. And he, no, you know, it was weird. Like I remember, I didn't really remember much about the incident afterwards. And then just from what people were telling me, they're like, yeah, it was like a big hit. And when you play in Boston, everything gets ramped up, especially with that crowd and that environment. And Thordy, like I can attest to it. Like he was a guy who was beyond an honest guy. Like I remember, like on the forecheck, he'd be like, "Brooksy, I'm coming," like give you a heads up, right? So you're not. And he'd almost like bear hug you, coming in on the forecheck. But no, and then and I talked to him right after, and I'm like, Thordy, I don't know what happened. Like even watching it, and I didn't love watching it, but I was like, I don't know if I just hit my head on the ice or what happened. Because yeah, like you said, like obviously his intention was probably just to pull me down a little bit. So yeah. But I actually, it was funny when I was still playing for Washington. We were staying in Manhattan. We were playing the Rangers, and maybe Florida was playing the Islanders. So now he was playing for Florida. He was like on a business trip with like sponsors. He's doing all that business stuff now. And we actually, you're not supposed to drink in the hotel bar, but I think I had a beer with him in the hotel bar. And yeah, no, it was all good. It was, I talked to him a couple of years ago. He was writing that book that came out. I don't see him as much anymore. It's weird. Like I thought for sure he's a Boston guy to a T. I thought he would be here forever, but now he probably doesn't miss the winters. He's living down in Florida.
Don't feel sorry for him.
You never know. He may find his way back there. Hey, listen, I wanted to let you tell that story because he told the same thing.
Yeah.
Like he has so much respect for you, man. You guys were friends. He genuinely felt bad.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, to see you go off on a stretcher like that, he probably didn't think that he was like, he came from behind, whatever. He's got to do what he's got to do to stick up for his teammate. But he told that story about running into you in the hotel lobby and
yeah.
Because you may not have had a whole lot of interest in talking to him right away, right? Or maybe you did. I don't know. Did he reach out to you right away?
No, probably not right away. But I think because of the prior relationship I had with him, and just and like people wanted me to be more mad at him than I was, and I'm like, hey, like, I mean, if I go back and look at the amount of dumb stuff I've done on the ice or things I'd want to do over on, so who am I to?
Yeah, I get you, man.
Well, because I was gonna
cheer, like I was like, especially when I was younger, like I was I was reckless on the ice, and it wasn't anything where you were out there trying to hurt guys. You were young, like you were a little bit stupid on the ice and reckless and put yourself in positions that you shouldn't have, and then hopefully you learn as your career goes on. But so I think that's where, like I said, some people probably wanted me to be more mad about the situation. I was like, man, maybe somebody else, but like I said, like I've done way worse on the ice, so maybe not as bad a result, but way worse decision, right?
Well, so, some of the hits, man, like the hit on Jeff Skinner was just,
God.
And Stamkos. I mean,
oh my God,
just annihilated Stamkos.
That was a great hit, though.
But you bring it up, so I'll ask you because like you've been in that situation, man. Ole Mata, friend of yours, like you guys were teammates. It's the playoff. I can't believe they gave you 3 games in the playoffs though. Like now we see guys getting like 1 game. 2 games. I mean, 3 games in a playoff series is the equivalent of like 6 or 7, maybe even more than that in the regular season. I can't believe they gave you 3 games for that. But you hit Mata, and you really felt bad about that, didn't you? Like, I mean, you're playing hard. It's what you do. It's how you play. But like, you took that personal or what?
Yeah, Ole is such an awesome. I mean, he's not a kid anymore, but he was a kid when we had him. He came in from the London Knights, and he was a kid. Like I loved him. Like just an awesome work ethic. Just like such a nice kid too. And he, I kind of like to think I probably mentored him a little bit. I mean, this kid, I loved everything about him. And then, and I think in the game, the game is so fast and that's the problem too. Like in the playoffs, like you got way too much caffeine in your body, and you're so ramped up. And it was a split-second decision, and that's another thing too with the suspensions now and some of those borderline hits now. I refuse to watch them in slow motion how people do because they're like, oh, that was so late, and it's like everything's going to look late in slow motion. Some of these guys and. When they say I don't know what it is, like 0.6 of a second after is acceptable, but 0.7 isn't, so that's splitting hairs. And I think your approach, like I know my approach, and I'm sure Cam, you were the same way, it's like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be as physical as I can. But you try to do it in a clean way. And it's like anything else. Like the more physical you are and then the more hits you have, well, then the more possibility there is that one of those is going to go a little bit wrong.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to
that one went a little bit wrong.
I'm not going to like let you know I'm coming to kill you like Shawn Thornton did, and then bear hug. Yeah. Like I'm not going to do that.
Hey, and you make more money too, man. Hey, but listen, I want to, and people should know, man. You're a great player. You played over 1,000 games, 2 cups. Yeah, you scored some huge overtime game-winning goals in the playoffs too. For a guy who hardly ever scored, man, you were like Mr. Clutch in the playoffs. I don't know what got into you in the playoffs there, Brooksy, but what's it like, though? Like the Eric Cole hit where he fractures a couple vertebrae in his neck, and then you have to fight him. Can you just block that out? Like, do you still got to do your job? But like he's fighting you the next time you guys see each other.
Yeah.
How do you approach that fight?
I remember that hit. Like, that might have been my first year in the league. And I was definitely reckless when I was younger. And it just happened to be Eric Cole, who was, like I said, I grew up in Buffalo. I had a lot of friends, like older brothers and stuff that went to Clarkson where Cole went, and he was a guy, I think he was 78 or 79 birthday. So just 1 or 2 years older than me. And like, you always knew the best guys in New York State, like Gianta, Riesner, Cole. So you always kind of looked up to those guys, you know? So it was, and I love the style he plays, like a power forward, physical. And, but I remember when it happened, like, I took just kind of a reckless approach at him, and like, I thought he was going to go down the wall. He kind of turned, and, if I wasn't so out of control, it probably would have been way less of a hit. So, so I was definitely guilty of being reckless, but like your approach is never, oh, I'm going to go and, injure this guy. And that happened. And, but yeah, it was tough. And then when he came back and then seeing the significance of the injury, and then he wants to fight. And I think the biggest thing in your head is like, man, like, I'm going to fight this guy. What if I hurt this guy again?
Exactly. Yeah.
Especially with an injury like that. Yeah. But with an injury like that. So I think at first you're like, man, like, you're a little reluctant. You're like, man, I don't know if this is one I really want here. Just if something goes wrong, but yeah, and that's somewhere like, I didn't have a relationship with him, prior to that. I certainly don't now. Like, I have no problem with him. Like I'm sure he'd probably have a way different take on it. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, he was a guy I had a ton of respect for playing against, and it was an unfortunate incident.
What's interesting is when you were interviewed. Only a couple more here for you, man. We're going to let you go. You've been great. But when you were interviewed after the Mata hit, you basically said, yeah, I said in the hearing that it was like it was all my fault. You basically took all the blame. We do these interviews with guys who, have these hearings with the league, and they defend themselves to the media.
I'm a saint.
But you were like, no, I was wrong. I did this wrong. I did that wrong. Like, why did you eat it just the way that you did? Although, were you surprised they gave you 3 games, though?
I was surprised a little bit by the 3 games. I remember like a lot of my teammates were surprised and actually a little bit upset by it. But yeah, no, I think because they said it was a late hit. And then when they say that, I mean, it's like, well, get the stopwatch out, and then it either is or it isn't, right? The only thing I had a problem with, I remember going on the call, and most of, like, Ray Whitney was on the call. He was great. And like George was great. And then they all kind of let me speak my piece. And the only one, and really I didn't agree with it, and I won't say who was on there at the time. You can go back and look who was on their panel at the time. But it actually kind of, someone was accusing me of my intent there. And I'm like, hey, there's only one person in the world knows what my intent was there, and I'll tell you what my intent was. And our intent was to be like going into the series, we thought we had a physicality advantage. So we were going to try to be as physical as we could. And obviously that one. So I told him on the call, I said, I know the hit was late, but I can also tell you there was never a bad intention here. And somebody on the panel starts snapping back and saying, no, like I know what your intent was. Like, you were trying to hurt this guy. And I said, well, you're wrong. Jeez. So that was a little interesting. And I was trying not to be combative, but it was when someone tries to accuse you of something that wasn't true, then you get a little upset. But so yeah, that was that. And I remember talking to Ole after. I mean, even now when I see Ole, like, I don't think there's any hard feelings. He knew it was a mistake, and I think he came back maybe the next round, which was good.
You're playing hard,
dude. You're playing hard.
You're not doing anything wrong.
Herb.
Hey, you were a physical specimen, though. People say like you were one of the first ones to like really start bringing like healthy food on the plane, to the room, to the rink. You're bringing your granola and your Greek yogurt when everybody else is eating pasta on game day and stuff like that. So were you ahead of your time in terms of like taking care of your body and all that?
I actually wasn't, to be honest with you. I definitely developed that, but that was all, I'm trying to think what year that was. I think it was 2007, maybe, when we made the trade for Gary Roberts. Oh, and that's obviously Rob's ways are well known and well documented, but Gary was awesome. And he was a guy who really, when he came in, like at trade deadline, guys come in, they try to kind of just blend in and kind of assimilate in. And Gary came in and he was not afraid that, like, right from day one, he was like, this is wrong. This is wrong. If you guys want to really win, you need to change this. And it was all for the good. It was guys were a little bit taken back by it, and all of a sudden the ice cream and the candy and all that stuff was disappearing. And but yeah, no, like, and I think that was kind of the start of Pittsburgh really having a lot of success there. They obviously had a lot of good players, but Rob's would completely change the culture when he came in there. When it came to that stuff, work ethic, everything. So,
but what do you mean by like changing shit? Like, okay, no candy and no ice cream. Like, okay, that's obvious. But like, what else? Does he eat meat?
Oh yeah, no, it was that,
okay.
and then like just the quality of the food, and but like he was good, yeah, and then just and even I remember I think we were like a month out before the playoffs, right, the deadline, and I remember even the strength coach was like, oh yeah, like we're backing off, guys, because we're getting close to the playoffs, and Rob's like, well, that's wrong, like this is when you get ready for the playoffs, like
Wow.
so. Yeah, so he changed a lot, and it was awesome because experienced as he was and how much success he had, like he was not afraid to come in and speak his mind, and he was awesome for that franchise.
Yeah, one of the best interviews we ever had
Yeah,
was with
he
him,
cried
man.
with us, didn't he?
He did. He got
Yeah,
emotional,
got very emotional with us.
So
Yeah,
you were better though, Herb. Just so you know, you're better than.
Herbie, you're the best, dude.
Hey,
but he definitely like he had a huge impact on my career. Like I know 100%. Like my career would have been a few years shorter if it wasn't for the influence he had on me.
Yeah, I love hearing that, man. And he's had a lot of impact on all these kids coming up too, who have been training with them. So, last thing for you, you got traded to Colorado. They buy you out, and then you end up back in Washington, who signed you to a 1-year deal. Like they just traded you. So was this like in the works? Was that the plan all along? Like what happened here?
Yeah, it's funny because you hear a lot of people trying to guess what happened, and a lot of people thought it was kind of like all set up to kind of circumvent the cap. And no, so I had 1 year left on my deal, and this was the Friday night of the draft, and this was that bender we were all coming off of after we won it. Finally got into a few days where we could kind of tone it down and settle back into family life. And no, it was about like I had no idea it was coming. It was the last thing on my mind. We were still kind of enjoying what we had just accomplished. And I remember getting a call. I was in my daughter's room at like, I don't know, it must have been like 6:15 maybe. And I get a call on my phone, and it's a number I don't recognize. It's Colorado. So I just ignored him. I'm reading to her before bed. Get another call from the same number, and I'm like my wife's like, who's calling you? I'm like, I don't know, it's a Colorado number. She's like, well, you should probably pick it up. Like maybe it's important. I'm like, nah. So I pick it up, and it's Joe Sakic, and Joe says, he goes, hey Brooks, it's Joe. And Joe who? And he says Sakic, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of weird. And so now I'm like, all right, well, something's up. And he goes, oh, I'm sure you heard what happened already. And I'm like, no. And he goes, we just traded for you. It's for you, Philip Grubauer, and told me what the thing was. So I was like, holy cow. And he said, but we're going to try to move you. So I said, holy cow. He goes, and Joe was great. And to this day, I actually got to meet him in person a couple of years ago and thank him for what he did for me. But he asked me for a couple teams that I would go to trade wise. And I mean, this put me on the spot, caught me off guard. I had no idea it was coming. And this was the day because Washington was trying to re-sign Johnny Carlson, so they needed cap space. And I mean, at my age, obviously, this is what they were going to do. Anyone would have done the same thing, but no. So that happened, and then so I went back to Joe. I said, "Hey, Joe, we kind of had like a family situation going on health wise, and I said, hey, this is a situation my family's in. I really don't know, to be honest with you. I go, hey, you got a job to do. Like, just do what you got to do. I appreciate you trying to help me out, but just do what you got to do. And then so I talked to my agent, and then Joe came back and said, hey, he's like, have you given it any more thought? I said, I don't know. I was like, I don't know if you guys would consider it, but is there any way you guys could do a buyout? And he said, I don't know. Like that's my owner's decision, not mine. I doubt it. And but I can certainly ask. And then he wound up coming back. I don't know if it was that night. I think it was the next day, and told me, yeah, like, we'll do the buyout. So, which really there was zero benefit to them. I think it was more Joe understanding the situation. My family was in, and he was gracious enough to do it. So, and then it was probably, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. I started talking to some other teams, and then because of that same situation that we were in, like, we thought it'd be best to stay in Washington. I just didn't know if it was possible because they really had like no cap space, and so it took probably a little bit longer. I still didn't know if it was going to happen, and then we finally got one more year tacked onto it, and then that was that. So, but no, it was something. And I know, just reading stuff, people think that other teams can do similar stuff. I actually had to go meet with the league and do a deposition, and just to make sure, like, they wanted to make sure that there was nothing that was all kind of prearranged in terms of the buyout and then re-signing there. And it wasn't. Like, I was actually, like I said, I was caught off guard and initially really upset about the trade, but completely understood it. So, no, that's how that whole thing transpired. It was definitely a unique situation, but I think it worked out for everybody in the end.
Yeah, you had a lot going on, man. You guys just won the cup and all that.
Shit.
So
yeah.
Listen, man, great to have you on, man. We appreciate you doing this.
Yeah,
I know
dude.
you had a lot going on. You had graduation today with your daughters and all that. So, and
Yeah,
tell Cam there's nice beaches in Boston. He's giving me shit for heading up to Boston to go on vacation.
And he goes to the most expensive places because he gets, like, corks into it because he hangs out with a bunch of wealthy people. And so he has to keep up with the Joneses. And I just want him to simplify his life because he makes me miserable when he's stressed out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, we got him coming up to the Cape this summer. So
that's right.
I told him Chatham, that's where all the great whites are. So
There are. Hey, that's where Jaws came from.
Oh my
there.
God.
Yeah, don't go past your waist.
I probably won't even go in the
water.
water.
And the water's not clear either, Andy.
Oh my God.
And that thing will swallow you whole, just so you know.
Do I take a knife with me like you when you're in Wyoming?
No. Yeah. Do what you do against that bear/stump. All right, Herbie, you're the man, dude. We'll keep in touch with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Good luck with everything,
thanks
man.
for having me. And like I told Andy the other day, with the work travel during the year, I love listening to your interviews. So
hell yeah.
Keep her going.
Oh, we will, man. We will. Absolutely, dude.
Appreciate that, man.
And Andy will probably call you for some numbers, too, from some important people.
Yeah, no problem.
So you know.
Just Ovies.
It's no big deal. Just like Ovi.
Just Ovies.
Yeah. All right, big dog. Go do your thing, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Yeah,
Okay,
thanks,
man.
guys.
See you, homie.
See you, Brooksy.
Hey, buddy.
The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the summer. Yeah. All right, that was Brooks Orpik.
Hell yeah.
He's a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, man.
First round pick,
Yep.
Boston College. Could you ever go back to college?
I never went to college. How can I go back?
Could you go to college?
I would like to.
I'd like to see you enroll, actually.
Well, I'd
study
like to
something.
go in history class and stuff like that. I'd like to just listen.
Would you major in history?
I didn't go to college, Andy.
Would you major in history?
Yeah. Yeah. I probably.
What if I gave you a scholarship? What if I surprised you with a scholarship to go back, Cam?
Why the fuck would I do that? Do I need a professor to tell me what's going on with shit? I could read everything myself. I don't need to. I could do my own work. I don't need to sit.
Did Kate go to college?
Yeah.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
Like 4 years?
Yeah.
Like where'd she go?
Southeast Missouri State.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Cape Girardeau.
Mm-hmm.
Did she graduate?
I believe so, yeah.
And what? You don't know the answer to this?
No.
What was her degree in?
Andy, I don't know.
You don't know what she studied?
I don't. You know?
Well, can you ask her tonight?
Yeah, I'll ask her for the pod. I'm sure all the people in the podcast world are like, God, what'd Kate do?
Like, I know what my wife,
probably
where she
still
went to
sleeping.
college and what, she's still mad at you, actually.
No, she's
she
not.
might be.
I just was a little too.
You're flirtatious.
No, stop, dude. Don't put me in a. If I'm real with you, don't put me in a weird light. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, she got mad because I gave this girl attention, but it wasn't flirty attention. It just was attention because we're all just shooting the shit. We're drinking Rumplemints.
Wasn't everybody else giving
her
attention?
But it doesn't matter about anybody else. I'm there.
What are you supposed to do?
Well, am I supposed to ignore her? That's what we're just
ignore her.
talking like the poor girl. Like my buddy's like making fun of her.
Like, does she think you're like gonna like get her number and like go out with her?
No, but it just was like she was wasted. It's been a long day. She didn't eat anything. Yes, she didn't eat anything, and she's watching this cute girl just talking to me, and I'm like,
Why do you think alcohol makes people like angry sometimes?
Yeah, it does.
Why do you think?
Well, because it's a depressant. It's a drug. It's a downer. So you drink enough. At the beginning, you're happy. But if you don't eat, you get pissy. And you're evaluating things. And you're like, ugh. You've seen me a couple times.
A seltzer can make you angry? Like
seltzer?
a couple seltzers.
No, Andy. Unless you're a fucking child. But, I mean, we're drinking for fucking 48 hours. Like, it's all good. It just, you got to know when you're fighting with your wife, you have to count to 10 and just let it, you cannot, you can't lose it. Like there's times where she's yelling at me.
You have to just suck it up.
You just got to swallow it. My bad, girl. I got you. I got you. I understand. And then wait, let her calm down. Then I go in the room. I'm like, come here. I love you. I love you so much. I'll give her a hug and I love you. Like I can't live without you. Like you're my fucking best friend on everything. Everything I do revolves around you. I don't go anywhere without you. I don't do shit without you. You are my love of my goddamn life. Sometimes you gotta grab me like, I love you, damn girl. And then she'll calm down and she ate and we chilled and we sat back and then it was all good.
I saw a guy speak at his wife's funeral. And she died. She was from like an MTV show.
Yeah.
She's in her 30s. She had kids. He may have been like a rapper or something. I don't know what it was. But he gave this huge, long speech. People should go watch the speech that he gave talking about his wife at the funeral.
Okay. I'll do that.
Did you see that?
Why the hell would I want to do that, man? What's wrong with you?
I
don't like to be depressed, man.
No, it's not depressing.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have you do that.
That poor girl died at 30 years old. Why would I watch that?
Something happened. I don't know what happened. They were like on one of these MTV shows, I haven't watched MTV in years, Cam, but like it just this thing came up the other day and I was watching it. So life is short.
You need other things in your life.
Life is short.
You gotta, like Andy thinks, like, why would I watch that?
Well, because it came up on social media.
Ridiculous.
You may have to watch that.
All right. I'll watch a.
Do you have a contact in China that I can call about this jersey?
Yeah,
by the way.
Fang.
Oh my God!
Eric Swallow was banging her.
It. Who's Fang?
She was a Russian spy. One of the politicians was banging.
Really?
Oh yeah, fucking.
Is that
weirdo.
a true story?
Eric Swallowswell. Yeah. He was banging this fucking Chinese. So dumb. And you know what? Like, it probably fucked the United States up so bad. No wonder that guy fucking.
Transgender women are not allowed
Chinese.
to play sports in Missouri.
Yeah, I know.
Against the men.
Parsons put that down, baby. You're damn right he did. It's all about age appropriate. And yeah, they're not letting you do that. And I'm like, oh, okay. No big deal.
I will say this, man, because like I'm pretty cool when it comes to a lot of shit.
Oh, you're real cool.
So, having a daughter that plays sports, I just don't want her getting physically dominated by a man during the game. That's all I'm saying.
So, Andy.
Okay,
that's
okay. And I don't hate anybody.
No, you don't.
I don't hate any transgender.
You don't make fun of shit like that.
I don't do that.
I do a little bit.
Everybody live their own life, do what they want to do.
good.
I think you should be like making your own decisions. You got to be old enough to make your own
18
decisions.
years old.
Like
17, 18.
Parents who put their kids to, it's just, I can't relate
17,
to that.
18.
I can't relate to it. I don't get it. I don't understand that. So maybe I need to be educated on some things. I don't know. But having a daughter who plays at a very competitive level
it's okay.
of soccer, I just would not be able to handle watching a man out on the field physically dominating her, knocking her down.
And then when they change and shower, he's there too with his wee-wee hanging out.
Well, that's a whole different
No, it's not.
story.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened with Leah Thomas.
Don't they get that cut off and stuff?
No, not yet. That's like down the road. And once you get that thing cut off, now you're really depressed.
There's like a sorority or something where like there was the national sorority like made them accept this. It was someone who was probably in transition. One time I was renting out an apartment and somebody came and applied who was in transition. I explained a lot about it. And I would have totally rented it to.
Is he showering with young girls?
He was a bricklayer.
Oh, okay.
Turning into a woman though, like transitioning into a woman. I would have rented it to him, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, who cares?
And he was
it's
like,
just age appropriate.
and you know what? He goes, "Hey, I want to be out in front up and because like he was wearing high heels, long nails, long hair. It was like, but it was like a man, you could tell. And he said, "I want to be out in front and explain to you." And I said, "Listen, I don't even care, bro.
Who cares?
You do your
Are
thing."
you a good guy?
Yeah.
Or girl?
I go,
Who cares?
I go, you know what I said to him? I go, "Do you pay your rent on time?"
That's all that matters. Are you clean?
Are
you loud?
I go, "Bro, you pay your rent on time. You'll never even see me.
Dude, I don't cares, man.
You do whatever you want."
Yeah. No big deal. Elon Musk had a post and it was, "Honey," there's like a little meme he posted. It's a couple. They're like, is it going to be a boy or a girl? And then somebody goes, "Let the kindergarten teacher decide."
Oh.
I know. That's a problem. If I'm a kindergarten teacher.
That's not going on in my
like
kindergarten.
Maybe not. You would hear about it.
You're right. That's
You
what I
would hear
mean.
about it. No, it
So
happens all the
heard
time.
about it.
No, it's happening all the time. And it's just odd, but it's all good. It's all good, man. You know.
I want everyone in the world to be happy.
It's not going to happen, Andy. That's a stupid thing to say. It just doesn't work that way. We're not in a utopia.
But that's what I want.
Of course, everybody wants that. We want world peace. We want all kinds
I
of
want
shit.
everyone to be happy.
Try to be as happy as you can. Not everybody's just going to be happy. You got to work for it. You got to work for happiness. You got to do the right thing. You have to be secure. You have to be stable with your job. There's a lot of things that go into being happy. You don't just be like, "I'm happy." No. There's a lot of things that go into it.
I feel bad for any of our listeners out there who are not happy. And I hope this podcast, at the very least, if you're unhappy,
I hear it all the time.
I hope we can provide some level of happiness and comfort for you for a few hours. Just to like sit back and forget about anything that's making you unhappy.
That's it, baby. That's what we do. We're here for you guys, man, and girls. We want to entertain.
Where did you speak on Friday?
I spoke at the Illinois Recovery Center. My boy Chrissy Pondoff in Swansea.
I call it the IRC, just so you know.
In Swansea, Illinois, where Clayton Keller was born and raised.
What's up, Kels?
And there's a lot of drugs that go on in this particular area. It's on the east side, basically, of St. Louis. And it's a blue-collar town. And they were desperate for one of these. In Missouri, it's hard to find. Everybody thinks you have to go to California and spend 50 fucking grand. Colorado, wherever, Florida. But in Missouri, my boy Chrissy Pondoff, 15 acres. There was an old retirement home. They had it gutted. It's from the 70s, abandoned forever. They gutted all. They spent all this money. And I went there and I emceed it. And I'm like, I was there for 5 hours.
Are you talking to the patients?
Fuck yeah. I'm talking to everybody that's looking through it.
Who else is there?
Dude, 1,000 people showed up. Going through it, in and out, in and out. That's how many people. And it's not like he's a druggie. No, it's the wife of the druggie. It's the mom. It's the brother. It's the sister. Mm-hmm. It's the grandpa.
Because it impacts more than just
It's one of 7 people you know is fucked up with addiction problems. Really? One of 7 people. In your circle, in your little nerd circle, you'll know somebody. Maybe not yours because you guys...
No.
But you'll know you will.
But you know what? People are addicted to things and they don't even know that they are... they don't know they're addictive because they maybe go to work or they pay their bills or they have a lot of money and so they just don't look at it like they're addicted.
I know.
But they really are.
It's 100% true. And they hide it.
You know, food's an addiction.
It kills more people than anything.
Food does?
Yes.
You ever seen those shows?
Heart disease kills more people than anything.
They like hide Twinkies and stuff.
Oh, I know. Like I'm 2,000 pounds and I can't shower. I know. Food is the worst. Alcohol, then I think it's probably opioids.
What's the worst thing you can put in your body food-wise?
Probably.
What's the worst thing you can put in your body
poisonous?
Food-wise?
Something poisonous that kills you?
is marketed to the masses.
Oh, I mean fast food.
Well, that's part of it.
You know, fatty foods.
You want to know what it is?
Sugar.
You want to know what it
What?
is? Soda.
Oh, God, yeah. Soda's the worst thing in the world.
I hope you're not drinking that.
I'm drinking beer, which is even worse. You know?
Do you drink soda? Do you have soda in the house?
No, I haven't drank a soda in a while.
Did you drink soda when you played?
No.
Who's the healthiest player you ever played with?
Paul Correa.
Okay.
Walt.
Paul ain't drinking no soda, dude.
Fuck no.
Either is Orpik.
Although, did I tell a story about Paul? Did I tell a story?
You told several stories about it.
About the end of the year party?
When he fought Mike Weaver, maybe?
No, that was Andy McDonald.
Andy Mack. Andy Mack used to fight Mike Weaver
Well,
too.
I'll say it again, and then we'll get whatever.
But can I just say this real quick?
Sure.
Brooks Orpik, according to some of his teammates that I did during my international research, was among the first who was all into, like, he was like a physical specimen.
Mm-hmm.
He'd bring his own man-made, personally made granola on the flights and stuff like that. Eat very, very healthy, very clean. And
He ate meat, though.
you can eat clean meat. I told you to eat that grass-fed meat.
Define clean meat, Andy.
Grass-fed.
Okay.
Hormone-free.
You eat grass-fed meat?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You lied to everybody. Jesus Christ.
I do not lie.
You eat grass-fed meat, but I don't.
I'm just saying, if you're
because my neighbor doesn't, and I gotta.
well, he's got chickens.
I want to be him.
Hey, if you're gonna eat meat, you eat the grass-fed. You eat the hormone-free.
That's fine.
Okay, so and now you see more and more, really, really healthy, athletes playing in the National Hockey League.
Yeah.
But go ahead. What was your story on?
Oh, I don't know. Let's talk about you tell people to eat certain kinds of meat, which you don't even eat meat at all. But I just said the Paul Kariya thing was pretty funny.
You've told that when he fought Andy Mack.
No, he didn't fight Andy Mack. He doesn't drink. And we poured
Oh,
alcohol in his cranberry juice, and he got drunk, okay? And he didn't even know it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
No, you
funny.
did
Can I
say
tell the
that.
story?
You
Can I
did
tell the
say
story
that.
now?
You have told that one.
Yeah.
Where that was on the road, though.
No, it wasn't. It was at Johnny's in St. Louis. It was a year-end party, and Paulie's there, and
You could have killed him.
we're making him drinks. He's like, I want cranberry juice. We're like, okay.
For real?
Yes. We're like, we got
He
you.
wouldn't have a beer at the end of the year party?
No. God, no. God, no.
Was it going to make him slower?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it does. So we put vodka in his grind.
Who did it?
A couple. I didn't do it personally.
Whose idea was it?
I went in on it. I just saw it.
Whose idea was it?
You know who.
Walt's?
Of course.
Hey, so wait. So somebody ordered just a vodka on the rocks or something, and you're pouring it in there?
No, Andy. Stay with me.
Uh-huh.
I know it's tough.
Well,
I know
the
it's
waitress
tough.
made him a cranberry and vodka?
No. Walt was behind the bar.
Oh, he was behind the bar.
Or it could have been like he told her to put a little vodka in there.
Okay.
And he was drinking cranberry juice.
He couldn't taste it?
No. And he started getting a little drunky pay.
Was
He's
he?
a little outgoing.
Hey, guys, did I tell you the story?
I'm not even going to say what he did. It was so funny.
What did he do?
Harmless, but first time he's drunk,
Did
his
he
girl's there.
catch on?
What's that?
He catch on to what was going on?
Probably at the end when he woke up hungover as shit.
No, did he catch on that he was getting a little
I don't remember.
impaired?
I just remember him being loud and talkative and funnier.
I hope he didn't drive his 1988 Lexus to
No, we all had a thing going. It's all good. He's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Paulie Kariya, we love him so much. We need to get his ass on. He's being a pussy. Get his ass on.
You said
is he
that.
pissed at me because of that? I didn't do it. It was Walt.
Another guy we got to get on.
Cranberry juice. I know. Not yet. Just wait till summer. I didn't want to fuck with Walt down at Florida. Because when you watch your kid who's not there, been through
the hardest thing.
God. Listen, Walt's got the best life in the world. But when you see your kid get rocked like that, man, and he's slowed down, that sucks a little bit. It's all good, but it sucks a little bit. And there's worse things going on, dude. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got to be so proud right now. Man.
He's so proud.
This guy is
but
turned into a mega
know.
superstar. People are throwing out Matthew Tkachuk. I was reading a story the other day of which players in the final are headed to the Hall of Fame. People threw out Barkov.
Petro
People threw
Barkov.
out, Jack Eichel even
Jack
potentially,
Eichel,
if you know.
Probably.
Well, you never know. But Petro, Matthew, Barkov, Bobrovsky. If he would have won a cup,
think about it.
Now Game 2, this is going to be released on Tuesday. Game 2 is tonight. It's probably over. No, Tuesday night.
I was going to say, they got no day off.
Tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, today's Monday here. Quit confusing
he just can't even follow it.
God.
Can't even follow it. So
anyway.
Vegas wins tonight. I'm not ready to put Petro in the Hall of Fame, though. I mean,
I am.
Really? Just by having 2 cups?
Yep.
I mean, listen.
Yes.
I don't want to say the last defenseman, but a defenseman that I can think of who was never a finalist, I don't think. At least he never won an individual award, was Kevin Lowe. But he won 6.
Yeah, okay.
So, Petro you've never been a finalist for an individual award. I know he's won the gold in the Olympics.
And he was the #1 defenseman shutting down the best players in the world.
Fine.
That doesn't give you a Hall of Fame status, and you won gold and 2 Stanley Cups.
I mean,
and played over 1,000 games with what?
I mean,
Oh yeah,
John Carlson won a Stanley Cup with.
He might be a Hall of Famer too.
Washington.
Was he a number 1 shutdown defenseman for Team Canada?
No.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal, man.
But I'm just saying, like, I would like to see him, and I'm not going to say he won't. Like, Al McInnes didn't win a Norris until he was in his late 30s. I'd like to see Petro put together a regular season that at the end has him in the mix for a Norris and whatever. You can now, if he can get that individual recognition, I think he's a slam dunk. But that's the only thing missing from his resume. He's been a second-team All-Star.
See, that doesn't bother me.
On a number of occasions, never been a first team. To me, the Hall of Fame should be a hollow hall, a hollow, like, sacred.
What?
A sacred palace for the selected few who truly reach that level of success. To be the best defenseman in the league, to be first team All NHL. He's won some team awards, and he's a great player.
But he was one of the best defensemen on those huge team awards. Like, how does that?
So he's automatic.
Well, if he retired today, no. He's got to play another 7 years.
Well, so he's got. Well, I'm just saying.
I'm just like looking at
he's
the trajectory of where the fuck he's going to be.
So the argument,
I'm not saying right now,
the argument
homie.
is that Alex Pietrangelo is building a
Hall of
very,
Fame
very
career.
strong
Yes,
case.
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying, but the way it's being pointed is like, well, if he walked away,
no,
tomorrow,
he's got work to do still.
That this guy is going to the Hall of Fame.
You got to accumulate more games. You got to accumulate more points. You got to accumulate more individual awards. And even if that doesn't necessarily happen, you keep building that up.
Hey.
You got 2 Stanley Cups, and you play for Team Canada.
Speaking
Olympics,
of 2
come
Stanley
on.
Cups,
Yeah.
how good is that Chandler Stevenson?
Dang good, boy. He's dang
See him
good.
shoot the puck?
He's dang good.
Could you ever shoot like that?
No. It's a stupid question. It's a stupid.
You could never
it's
shoot
stupid.
like that.
No,
I mean,
you couldn't.
a pass coming 98 miles an hour and you just one time it and just it goes bar down. Like, what?
You know, that's what
From-
happens. When you're
from-
good, that's what you do. And he's like, "Wow, I can't believe it." That's what good players do. Okay, they take one timers and they fucking score off.
Most
of them.
guys catch the pass there and try to take another step.
Just get it
and-
going, dude. No, good players figure out ways to get that off quick.
I know. That's
God damn.
That's what I mean. Vegas has more good players than people even know. It's like
I know. They're pretty dang good.
It's like one guy to the next.
Biz wants to know if I'm going to Vegas. Whew, God.
And what's your answer?
I got to call my buddy. Be like, you want to fly to Vegas for game 5?
That would require you to leave
We
tomorrow.
were thinking about it.
Oh, I'd go.
I know.
Let's go tomorrow.
Man. Be cool.
What are
That'd
those
be cool.
tickets going for?
Oh, my God. Dude, even the tickets that we had in Florida, and there were nice seats, but they're like $2,000 a piece.
Listen, I've got tickets for a STL City game coming up against Miami.
Yeah.
And like they're
Oh
saying,
my God,
they're
Messi?
saying Messi may be here. Right now, the tickets are going because they don't know for sure. I'd sell them today. I don't even care.
I would too.
Like what?
I'll
You're
watch
going to pay
them.
me $1,500 for a ticket?
It would be probably more than that with him coming in town.
So be
Or
it.
maybe not. No, he's taken over.
You can have my ticket. Not have, but I'll sell the shit out of
Hey,
those.
Saudi Arabia has taken over the sports world, just so you know. And
Wait, hold on now.
yeah, and they might dip into NHL.
Are they
might
taking
dip
over?
into NFL.
Are they taking over the MLS?
They're starting to.
Because they're taking over the golf.
Well, they're starting to take over soccer anyway over there. They offered Messi $1.6 billion to play or whatever it was. Messi's like, no, I'll probably make just as much, and I'll get a percentage of all this stuff, an ownership group, and
So they offered him
or
1.6
$1.3 billion
to do what? He has to live
to
there.
play. Yes, you have to live there.
Well,
Damn right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but when you live in a
Yeah, but
palace,
when you already
live-
have $1 billion,
I know. That's what I said. That's why you think his wife wants to go to Saudi Arabia and get stoned
that's
to death?
when you get too greedy. That's like when you own a restaurant that's very successful and you say, "I'm going to open up 5 more,"
Well, yeah. Or it's
and then you go under.
Everybody's like Saudi money, 9/11, dude. Everything you
Now,
have.
some people
Hold on.
say you only have to go there. He only has to go there for like 1 day, and then like
Well,
that's it.
soccer's the easiest schedule in the world. You play 1 day a week, and you barely fucking travel, and you play for an hour and 15 minutes, and you're done. But living in Saudi Arabia, like I ain't doing that now. Saudi's taking over a lot of shit.
What's the laws over there?
Oh fuck, Well, you can't be a homosexual. I'll tell you that right now.
Can you spit on the ground?
I don't think so. You can't kiss your
eat
wife
in public.
They don't like
Can
women.
you hold
over there.
hands with your wife?
I don't think so.
Can your
man.
wife go out without a burqa?
I don't know. I don't think so. That's why alcohol's weird over there. There's a lot of stuff. But if you have money, things are different. So his wife's probably like, "Why fuck that?" Yeah, they'll stone you. They'll have a.
I'm asking about that.
They'll stone a woman if somebody even said that she cheated on it.
Does she get to wear a helmet when they stone her, or like?
No, they bury her and stone them. They bury her and her head sticking out, and they'll fucking throw rocks at you.
Don't. Does that still go on?
Good God.
Is this answer the question? Is this really still going on?
Look it up.
They bury you and your head sticking out?
That's what they do when you get stoned. Not Stone Cold Steve Austin like smoking dope.
And they're joining forces with this country.
Yeah, well,
the PGA. That guy's taking.
What are you looking at your phone?
That guy.
Look at your phone.
That guy's taking.
No. Look at your phone. Where do you think that came from?
Probably China.
Yeah, China. Yeah. Okay, China. Yeah, and then Saudi Arabia, and then Russia.
Oh, Saudi Arabia is making iPhones.
No, we do business with Saudi Arabia. We do business with China. If you wanted to play that game, the fucking virtue signal, and say, "No, you guys don't do business."
The government's been doing business with Saudi Arabia.
The U.S. 6, 7, 8% of all the oil we import from Saudi Arabia.
And we got
the cars that you're driving
here that we don't even need to do that.
Yes, but Joe Biden, he said we're going away from fossil fuels.
Joe,
it scared everybody away. All the oil companies like, fuck you. Then we're not going to. Our refineries are fucking from the 70s.
Listen, I don't like talking politics and all that because I'm a registered independent.
You're a registered Democrat, like you can't believe. Who are you kidding? Just like your whole neighborhood. No big deal. It's all good. We love you.
I'm an independent.
We all love each other.
I'm
it's all good.
Independent.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You are a liberal.
Do you know
liberal?
When I was young,
and just like your whole neighborhood is.
I put a Ross Perot sign in my yard one time years ago.
Ross Perot. Oh, you like the big oil guy, eh? From Texas.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, Cam, I am an independent. I go by the.
You sway in the fucking wind, dude. You don't know what the fuck you are.
But I did watch a interview with Joe Biden, who said that Africa is soon going to have 1 billion people, and apparently, according to the census, they already have 1.4 billion.
Okay.
His people are not supplying him with the proper information before he goes on and does these things.
Thanks, Andy.
That's all I'm saying.
Like everybody out there is like rolling their eyes, like, "Thanks, Andy." Oh, now you're going to start talking about Joe Biden. Oh, okay, yeah, they know.
I'll always remember the Hair Club is here for you as well.
Yeah, man.
And always remember that Brooks Orpik is a fucking man.
Yeah.
And a winner. And now he's working with the Washington Capitals player development. You just wonder what the future will be for Brooks. You know what I mean?
For Herbie.
Yeah. He can do whatever he wants to do. Made a lot of money too, Cam. You know that? Why does coffee make you have to go to the bathroom, by the way? I'm just kidding.
What?
Coffee does this.
What?
Coffee.
What about it?
Makes you sick to your stomach sometimes.
If you don't eat.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, if you don't eat and you drink a lot of caffeine, it's like if you don't eat and you drink a lot of booze, it makes you sick. You have to put a base in your stomach to absorb all this stuff. Or you get edgy or you get too drunk, just like Kate and I fought because we didn't eat anything. And
is that what it, yeah.
Well, it amplifies it.
Well, it does.
And once we got home and I ordered a bunch of food to go, and she sat down and ate that thing and sobered up a bit, and we just hugged and we were like, "I'm so sorry, girl."
You hugged it out.
Yeah.
Whose fault was it?
It's mine.
Okay.
It's mine.
All right, good.
I was a little too I was too talkative. I'm a social.
Stop talking.
I'm a social butterfly with everything, dude.
Well,
like I just am.
Well, Hair Club and hairclub.com, you can go in there and talk to somebody today.
That's easy, dude.
That is so
she
easy.
ain't gonna get mad at that.
Hey, we didn't talk about it in the intro, but ask about that pill too.
Yeah, the pill.
Because the pill is there for you.
Helps you grow hair, and it's easy. Just take the damn thing.
Just take the pill and your hair's growing.
Really
Does it get any easier than that? Hey, all the Canadian listeners, all my people up there, West Coast to East Coast up in Canada, driving the truck, just grinding it out. Yeah. There are Hair Club locations all over Canada as well. So just so you know, Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver, we got you taken care of.
Yep.
Over there.
Damn
at
right.
Hair Club.
Damn good company.
Hairclub.com/Cam and Strick. Go there and go there today, baby. First Forum and firstforum.com. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. That is our link. If you're going to buy the fruits and the greens, any of the protein powders, any of the incredible apparel, any of the bars, please do so from our link, Cam.
Hell yeah.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick.
Damn right.
Probably going to get in there and get a workout in too soon.
Yeah, we got to get in there with Nikki.
No, I'm thinking about going in there and working out.
with all them.
Just
I bet you won't.
Getting a workout in.
Andy doesn't go anywhere without me. He just doesn't. Like, especially stuff like that. Like Andy will have to hold my hand walking in. It's all good. I like that.
That's
man.
not true, dude.
It is 1,000% true, but it's all good, man. It's easier for me to walk in places like that. I get it. Why for you it's hard.
It's not hard to go into Tesson Roofing.
Hell no, you can walk in there without me easily.
Those are my people too.
My boy.
314-932-1042 if you're local. 932-1042 if you're local. TessonRoofing.com. And ask about the one and only Greener Shingles, man. The Greener Shingles Rejuvenator. Think of it like lotion that you're putting on your skin, man.
You got
Just
ashy
to
ass
preserve.
skin.
Yeah, you got to preserve your skin.
Fuck yeah, you do.
And you got to save money at the same time.
Yep.
You know that.
Yeah, I know.
They are a preferred contractor to many major insurance companies.
That's
That's what I love the most about Tesson Roofing. TessonRoofing.com. Call them today. Check them out online. Get yourself a new roof if you need one, residential or commercial. If you have an existing roof, make sure it's taken care of. Make sure you're saving the money, baby.
Yeah.
Bellman and Bellman.com. At Bellman, you get know what, Cam? That is so true. They'll feed you sushi. And
I don't get that.
Flavored
Wait,
water.
it's
Well,
like-
no, I'm just telling you.
But it's not funny.
No,
it's not
but they will
interesting. It's
because
not any, I don't get the concept.
Well, because
are you trying? You're like trying too
no,
hard.
it's luxurious.
Like I always have different quirks for everything, and Andy tries to have his quirk. It just doesn't work.
It's luxurious, and they treat you the way you want to be treated.
No, they just
No, that's exactly what happens.
Okay. Fucking sushi. You think that people are like, oh, I want to go get sushi
Hey,
at fucking Bellman.
my allergist, by the way, is taking advantage of me. I need new eye drops. I don't take them like all
and
day
don't
long.
waste my time.
And she's like, well, I need to see you again because it's been over a year. I can't refill the prescription. And I said, you're going to charge me another $400 or $500.
Oh,
dude.
yeah, 500.
Whatever.
That's the way it is, man. Doctors do the same thing. You have prescriptions, like especially Adderall and stuff like that. They have to see you. They have to like.
She knows my neighbor too,
But your
so
eyes
I thought
and
maybe
stuff.
I'd be able to get around that. But
Yeah. Well, you can't.
she knows a lot of people in my neighborhood, actually.
Cool.
So-
Is there more to this? Good God.
Tesson-
You're desperate for
Hey,
shit.
Bellman.
You need to like when you get home today.
Yeah.
Can you like read things and
Oh,
stuff?
dude, I told you all about the freaking
The what?
The guy in Russia, from Russia, who got attacked by the shark in Egypt.
I brought that up.
Okay, well, it was on my list. I told you about the airline that crashed.
That wasn't even that big of a
I
deal.
told you about the sharks in the Cape. No, I had a lot of stuff today.
You just
I had a lot of stuff
bubble
today.
boy. is what he
Bellman
is.
and Bellman.com, baby. And we all know what they have, man. The Buick GMC on one side of the street, Cam. Where are they located?
Troy, Missouri. I don't want to like say it that
Yeah,
weird
well,
because
on the other side,
in Troy, Missouri.
It's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
Yeah.
So they have something for everybody.
they got it all, man.
They have
There
it
are
all.
OGs.
They have
hey,
it all.
help us with the sponsors, guys.
That's right.
Like this, what keeps this damn thing going.
That's right.
It truly,
That
truly
is right.
does. Check them all out. Go to their website. You want to keep this fucking machine.
That's right,
going.
Cam.
You want to keep this machine going.
Yes.
That's what you do.
That's
we
right.
love all you guys
All y'all.
and girls.
All my people out there.
Yeah,
Hey, message me, man. My cameos are open too.
mine too.
No, Cam. My cameos
Look at
are open and they're on
watch
sale
this.
for the
This
people.
is live on air. I'm gonna look at my fucking thing. Yep, I just got a cameo.
No, you didn't.
Let's see.
They probably mistook you for me. Hey, listen.
No, they didn't.
We've got Cam Strick hats available on the website. I'm meeting up with one of our listeners because he's taking him out of town, Cam, for his wedding party.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Isn't that cool?
Damn right.
I think that's a great wedding gift.
Yeah. Well,
No, it's for the groomsmen.
okay. If he's a big fan, damn right.
And they all are, apparently. So they're all getting...
Save me one though, because I'm running out.
Okay, well, they don't fit your head, so...
Get the big one then. Damn
I'm
it.
running low.
Yeah, because you hoard them out,
I'm
dude. I
running
need
low.
a couple because I represent more than anybody.
Go to the website, order it. I'll get it out to you ASAP. Okay?
Hell yeah.
Love all our listeners,
We
man.
love you guys.
Camistrick.com. That's where you find it. Listen, leave some reviews.
Yeah.
Crush the like button. Give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
And put some reviews down, man, on any of the platforms you get your podcast.
Yep.
All the Apple platforms, YouTube, everywhere. You can find the Cam and Strick podcast, including this one with Brooks Orpik, man. He was unbelievable. We appreciate Brooke for joining us. Lots more great interviews coming your way, as always, man, throughout the summer. Enjoy the Stanley Cup.
Damn right.
Game 5 tonight.
Ooh,
Is it
boy.
Vegas' turn to be a first-time Stanley Cup winner? Sure looks that way. We'll have more reaction as
Love
we
all you
continue
guys.
on, man.
Love you.
Follow us on all our social media channels, too.
See,
Cam.
dudes.
No, Instagram, Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Everywhere.
I get my DMs open.
Follow us, baby.
See you guys. Love all y'all.
Adios.